a 2-mile wait to get past the damn green line.
Anyone who gets scared by a bear in the neighborhood, call Joe Murray.
I happen to trust Joe Murray.
First time I ever met Joe Murray was at a hoop.
Welcome in 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. What a night we got here on the Sports Hub. The Major League Baseball trade deadline is come and gone. And your Boston Red Sox are serious about playing baseball in October. Yep, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Now, we'll talk about the trades that were made today to improve the Red Sox roster and also maybe grade some of these trades. They've acquired many players. I got to get them all in order for you, and I'll get it in just a little bit here. But the Red Sox today at the trade deadline, on deadline day, have improved their roster. And now, your thoughts on the Red Sox after a sweep of the Dodgers being undefeated against some of the top teams in the American League off tonight, and have they bolstered their roster for a playoff run? I say yes. How about you? At 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube tonight. Just go to youtube.com. You can search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and you can chat into the show. So I had a chance to work the trade deadline show over at Nesson today. I know a lot of people had reactions to the Adley Rutschman trade. Rutschman is what we're going to call him. Does he have a nickname? Can we find out soon? But it was a big one. And it was one that they probably lost the deal on, but they became a better baseball team. And just thinking about the Red Sox and the weekend that they had and what they would do, I'm happy and glad that they did something. They picked the lane. They picked the lane. They like the team that they have. Clearly, they had one of the best Julys. They have a great pitching staff and bullpen, but they do need some help. And yep, some reinforcements will come back, but you can't depend on some of those guys. You need to get better now, and they did that today. And I like that they picked the lane. The other thing is this. Craig Breslow, I felt, was empowered to make these moves. I also think there was some messaging or symbolism. You give up a haul for a player that you believe in? That's doing something. That's a gamble, but it's what you should be doing when you're a big market team. I didn't know if he could do that. Thinking about the last couple of trade deadlines, Craig Breslow was hesitant. He didn't make great moves. He really didn't add. This time, he had no problem giving up top prospects to acquire players or move on from former first round picks. I like what they did today. Now, did they lose some of the deals? Absolutely. Did they give up a haul for a catcher that's hurt? Yep. I'm over the prospects, and I think the Red Sox are too. Today they made a decision. Today they made a decision to move on from all first-round picks 5 out of the last 6 years. The Chaim Bloom era. It is now the Craig Breslow era for the Boston Red Sox. And many people didn't think that a while ago. At one point, we were talking about who they would be selling. Instead, they were buyers today. Buyers. And they gave up a bunch. Adley Rutschman, they gave up too much. 2 out of 5 of their top prospects. If you want to look at Connolly early, they gave up another one for Curtis Mead. Yep, you added an outfielder today and you moved on from one of your former first-round picks, the highest drafted player in Red Sox history, traded today to the Giants, Marcelo Meyer, for a reliever. Addition by subtraction, maybe? They made plenty of moves today. They moved on from plenty of the guys that are tops in their system. One of them, though, not Franklin Arias, still here in Boston. So in a way, you can say, oh, man, they gave up too much. I'll agree with you. I'll also tell you that they're a better baseball team today. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm looking long-term with this team. If you get a Roman Anthony back with Ceddanne Rafaela and the way he's playing, and Wilyer Abreu homered over the weekend, and Wilson Contreras, who's been the team's MVP, and you add an Adley Rutschman to that, and a Curtis Mead, to Caleb Durbin, to potentially a Franklin Arias of the future, who knows if Jarren Duran will still be here, or Yoshida, or whatever. The team got better today. And Craig Breslow made the moves, didn't care about first-round picks, didn't care about the pitching for the rest of this year, didn't care where they ranked in the system. He moved them because he wanted the team to get better. Now, I think these guys wanted to really not add to it too much. The players themselves, I think Monasterio's been outstanding in the month of July. But yeah, they've been looking for a shortstop. I'm glad they kept Franklin Arias. It does mean, though, you might get Trevor Story at some point. They made the decision today to move on from Marcelo Meyer. I wonder if Adley Rutschman's a big part of their future. I don't think you'd give up all that to rent a guy for this year and have him here next year. All I know is the moves they made, it was getting rid of a lot of the first-round picks of the Chaim Bloom era. It's now the Craig Breslow era. The team got better today. And I'm almost wondering if the reinforcements that they got, when they're healthy and fully together, the American League is wide open. The Red Sox are chasing the Yankees right now. And I know that the Rays made some moves too, Peralta, etc. I think the Red Sox were the biggest winners today as far as acquisitions go. They might have gave up a lot, but they might have done enough to be serious about playing in October and potentially be World Series contenders. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. Your thoughts on all the moves today for the Red Sox? And do you think they're a better team today? And what are your thoughts on them moving on from Marcelo Meyer? His time in Boston has come to an end. And I wanted to start a campaign. Ceddanne Rafaela has been absolutely outstanding. And I'm wondering if he can continue this run. Could he be in the MVP conversation of the league? I was wondering if he was MVP of the team. I still think that Wilson Contreras is that guy.
For Skubal than this trade right here. And you get Rutschman for another year, but it just seems like, wow, this is a lot that the Red Sox gave up, but they're hoping that Rutschman is the difference. And let's not forget, the Red Sox have played unbelievable baseball, beating competitive teams that are in first place throughout this at their home ballpark. They're feeling that the bottom of the order now with Rutschman somewhere in there. Now you extend that lineup, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yes, everybody, the haul was bigger than the Tariq Skubal trade. It was. You know, there's some things I think Boston fans have a hard time just admitting. Like, you can admit that the Patriots had an easy schedule. It's okay. I've already admitted that when the Celtics won the championship, the path was easy. It's fine. They won the championship. It didn't matter. Just like the Patriots went to the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter. It's okay to say that the Red Sox lost the deal today. It's okay. Are they a better team? Yes. Yes, they are. They're absolutely better today. And we'll certainly get your calls at 617-779-0985. Okay? All that's there. But at some point, F them kids. Screw those prospects. And I think that was a big message today from the Boston Red Sox. Who cares about their draft picks anymore? They got Adley Rutschman now, a 28-year-old switch-hitting catcher who's been an all-star 3 times, former number 1 overall pick. Now he's missed time. He's had injuries. We know that. We know it. We know he's been an MVP guy years ago. He's been a 20 home run guy. And he's got another year of arbitration here. But they gave up a lot. But at some point, do you care anymore? Do you care? Do you care? Now, moving on from Narvaez, so what? He was having a tough year. He was part of the deal. But giving up Ianson and Witherspoon, those were 2 top pitching prospects. Azakar was a top 10 prospect in the system. They didn't give up Franklin Arias, though. So, yeah, in the long run, did you give up too much for a catcher who's hurt, who hits 250, and is probably, I don't know, getting worse? Sure, you lost the deal. It's okay. They're a better team. They're a better team. Now, I think the Marcelo Meyer deal you could really look at and say, did they win that deal? No, they didn't win that deal either. Oh, and how funny it is that the Giants in back-to-back years make trades for former Red Sox infielders, huh? Rafael Devers at one point, that it's Marcelo Meyer now. So maybe they know something about infielders. They're going to get a middle relief guy, somewhat of a back-end lefty, Eric Miller in that trade. I believe they acquired an outfielder. Was it White that they a left-handed specialist, right-handed batter? So all the moves they made today improved the team. And they gave up, like I said, 5 out of their last 6 first-round picks. They took a big swing. But I think they're a better team. And it shows that they're serious. Serious about being contenders. Right? The Yankees were in on Rutschman. They were in on him. The Red Sox wanted him more. And yes, did they give up other pitchers like Uberstein, etc., and other guys on their 40 men? The biggest question mark for the Red Sox for the rest of this year. They're a better baseball team today. But the question is this. They've added bats now. They added 3 bats today. 3. Well, between Meade, Rauchman, and I guess White, they've added 3 bats today. You did move on from Marcelo Meyer. But when you really, really look at the Red Sox in general, they moved on from all the Chaim Bloom guys. They moved on from those guys. They made a statement now to other teams showing that they're invested now. I also think that Craig Breslow and Chad Tracy, now that they've gotten some help, there should be higher expectations for them. Maybe Breslow saved his job today. Maybe it's these guys going forward. But the biggest question that will be this season, the biggest one, you gave up your depth pitching. What will happen with Peyton Tolley the rest of this year? What will happen with Jake Bennett? Can Sandoval pitch late into the season? Are you going to get Tanner Houck at some point? Is Garrett Crochet going to come out of the bullpen? Who will be those pitchers if Tolley can't go longer this year, or Bennett can't go longer, or something happens to Suarez, or something happens to Sonny Gray? They traded away so much of their development pitching. I don't know who's left in emergency starting situations. So you've given up early. You've given up Uberstein. You've given up now some other pitchers who could have made an impact. That's my biggest question. They've leaned on their pitching all year long. Their biggest problem in the playoffs last year was they didn't have a starter. You got to hope that Jake Bennett, Peyton Tolley, and others who've never pitched this many innings in their career can go longer than they have so far this year. But it's a good gamble. And they're a better team, but make no mistake about it. They may have lost some of these deals today. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. Skaz, I'll bring you in. Thoughts on the day, bud?
Yeah, Joe, I think today is a good day to be a Red Sox fan, especially if you're a fan of the 2026 Boston Red Sox like I am and not a fan of the potential 2030 Boston Red Sox, I think the Red Sox overpaid, but I think their roster got better today. I can't hear about the prospects for 5 years, and then the prospects come up here and most of them suck, and everyone's pissed, and then they trade the prospect, and now everyone's also angry. So did they overpay? Sure, but if we know one thing and one thing only about Craig Breslow, it's that he can identify pitching talent. And he went out of his way to trade pitching talent. So that, to me, in and of itself, is kind of a tell. And I wonder if pitching prospects are not as valuable as once thought. Joe, the starting pitcher position in general is not what it once was. These guys are not, unless you have Paul Skeens or Jacob Mizrowski or someone like that, these guys throw, 200 innings maybe, and their arms blow out every year. Like, a starting pitcher isn't worth what it once was. So 2 lottery ticket starting pitchers for a catcher that you should have, they have to lock him up. If you don't get that contract extension done, this trade is a failure, but you lock him up. I have no issues with this trade whatsoever.
They've added 4 new guys today, Skaz. Adley Rutschman. Jake Rogers comes along in that deal. He's just a weak hitting catcher, but he's another guy in the system. Outfielder Eli White played for the Braves, can hit lefties, right-handed hitter. And then left-handed pitcher Eric Miller. I would assume Eli White may take Jemai II's job, probably.
I should add, Craig Breslow is speaking right now. We are recording it. We're rolling. We will have that for you. We'll probably play it in its entirety, Joe, when it's done.
All right. Well, while that's going on, why don't we hear from the people? Your thoughts on Adley Rutschman, Jake Rogers, Eli White, Eric Miller, and Marcelo Meyer out the door to the Giants. 617-779-0985. We got a big guest tonight. Hogdale of Barstool Sports will join us at 9:20 tonight. I can tell him he'll say whatever he wants except for swear, but we'll dump him if he swears. But we love Hogdale, and he's making his 98.5 debut tonight. So I'm excited to have him on, and we're excited to have you on. All right, let's start it off, everybody. We got George in Malden. What's up, George?
Hi, we finally got rid of Meyer, and we got a good left-handed relief pitcher that throws 97 miles an hour, and no one can hit him. The only trouble with him is he might be wild. Now, the 2 pitchers that we gave away, the number 2 pitcher was 1.69 earned run average. The second pitcher, Witherspoon, has 3 wins, 5 losses, and his earned run average was 4.78. Not good. So I think they didn't. I think the trades that they made are going to help the Red Sox in the playoffs, and they did a good thing.
All right, George, appreciate you, buddy. All right, so realistically what they did was they added a former number 1 overall pick who was an all-star this year, and they got him while he was available injured, Adley Rutschman. I've always been critical of the Baltimore Orioles. They Gunnar Henderson and Rutschman and all these players, and what really happened, right? Holiday, all those guys. What really happened? Well, they were ready to move on from a guy with a year left, and they got a haul for him. Great, but it's going to help the Red Sox in a position where they really need it, and it might be a long-term position. I mean, the last time they got an all-star catcher was Victor Martinez. They need it. Now, they get Jake Rogers along in the deal just because they probably need another organizational catcher, even if Rutschman's out. Now, Eli White, he's just another outfielder that can hit lefties. But they might have felt like it was a position of need because Jemai Jones has been that, but he's been a guy that's been DFA'd a couple of times. They also may have had to trade some guys because they got to get them on the 40-man roster. That might be some of the moves that they have. The Eric Miller one, he's been really good out of the bullpen this year for the Giants, but walks guys, but has a lot of stuff. And, they've tried this before. Remember Jordan Hicks? They've tried it before. Maybe they feel like this guy could be a lefty that they could use in the 7th or 8th innings. But you traded Marcelo Meyer for him. And maybe they just needed to move on from Meyer or get him away from Roman Anthony, or they just probably had enough. But everyone that was moved, not Breslow's guys. The old regime. Felt like there was a lot of messaging there today when it came to that. Tom is in the car. What's up, Tom? You're on the Sports Hub.
Joe, Skaz, what's going on, my dude?
What's up, dude?
Hey, so I'm just calling clearly to talk about the Red Sox, but really specifically about Breslow, because he was swinging the BDE today. And, oh, my God, it's the evolution of Breslow. From the guy who needed an interpreter to speak to Red Sox fans is now speaking our language. It's exciting to be a Red Sox fan today, and has been for the last month. But today was like a capper. It was like, geez, I guess I would say, yeah, what's his name? Who's the guy? You know it. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who's working above it right now, who came back from the Cubs.
Theo?
Theo! That deadline reminded me of Theo.
Interesting. Interesting. Did this deadline remind you of Theo? I didn't get Theo vibes. Did you, guys? Theo vibes? Deadline?
No.
Me either.
No.
From what I got today, I was over in the building at Nesson today. I was with JP Ricciardi, Tom Caron, Rob Bradford was there, Alex Spear was there. It sounded like these were Breslow's moves. And, you know, I'm not sure if ownership was involved. I don't know. I know there was a report earlier that everything was on the table except for medicals, and that John Henry had to look at things. But I don't know. Being over there today, and maybe this is the sell job to us, sounded like this was Craig Breslow's deadline, not ownership's. But if you notice, the guys they moved on from, not Breslow's guys. Maybe Narvaez was probably a Breslow guy, right? But I'm happy that they picked a lane. I'm happy that they were aggressive. Yes, they gave up too much today. Did they give up too much of their system today? Yes. It's okay. It's okay. I don't care about the prospects anymore. I heard about the prospects for years. I heard about them all. Christian Campbell. I heard about Robert Anthony and Marcelo Meyer and this and that. And Michael Corleone said this and Michael Corleone said that. And I've just heard about him for so long I don't care anymore. I'm over it. And I think they were too. Symbolism. Out with the old, in with the new, and now they've empowered Craig Breslow to make these moves. They are a better team today. They are. They gave up a lot to do it, but they're better. Phil is in New Hampshire. Hey, Phil.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
It's nice to see Breslow figure out the thing that nobody's figured out for the Red Sox in a long time, which is you don't win trade deadline moves. You just make the moves you got to make. And that was a beautiful thing to see. I think Adley Rutschman is a depressed asset right now who needed to change the scenery. People are underestimating his bat. He's going to be a beautiful, lower end, middle of the lineup hitter. He's, I hope we extend him because it's the right time because he's, again, probably going to be a little cheaper than he will be once he starts hitting at Fenway. I think getting rid of Marcelo Meyer, who could never hit lefties, is always injured and was probably not doing too well with Roman Anthony having a good time, was a nice investment in Roman Anthony. I like that. I like everything they did. I am happy. And hearing people cry about prospects just reminds me of when everyone was crying about Dombrowski trading prospects. And when you look back now, all those prospects that Dombrowski got rid of were worth nothing, and that's how good GMing is done. So I am over the moon today because finally the Red Sox, showed that they had some stones and were able to just make the moves they needed to make and get what they wanted to get.
Phil, it's okay to just feel good that they made the moves because they stayed bad for so long, right?
I like seeing them lose a trade on paper, knowing that that's what you're supposed to do. You lose a trade to get better sometimes. I love seeing that.
Yep. All right, Phil. Appreciate you. Yes, I feel like today was a shift in the organization. They made moves. Thinking of the team, though, a little bit long-term here, just between... I don't know if Meade comes back. I don't know. But if you think about what this team looks like for the years to come, it's very good. And Roman Anthony at the top of the lineup, I really do think will be impactful. What Cedon Raphael is doing, and I'll get into that in a little bit, is outstanding. Abreu, Contreras, Rauchman, that's top 5 right there. With Meade, with others, Durbin, you name it. They got themselves a lineup. They still have the prospects that they desire. And now they're going to battle for the pennant, battle for the AL East, the pennant, and playing in October. I give it a B because they were aggressive. They might have given up a lot, but I like the moves. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. We mentioned that Craig Brown today making moves at the deadline. Plenty of people watching on YouTube tonight. Appreciate y'all. We got one of our biggest nights so far. So here to react about the Red Sox and their moves. Adley Rutschman. Let's talk about him, everybody. And I see you guys on hold at 617-779-0985. I'll get to you guys in a minute here. Adley Rutschman, who, as you know, if you've been obviously from being in the division, this guy, when he was drafted, oh boy, the hype for Rutschman. Right? First overall, 2019, he signed an $8 million deal at the time. It was the highest signing bonus ever. He went to Oregon State, was big-time Pac-12 Player of the Year, and he made his debut in 2022. So he rose through the ranks pretty quickly. And as I mentioned, his first year, he got some playing time, but the 2020 minor league season, obviously with COVID, he couldn't play, so he kind of had to play in Double-A that year. He played in the Futures game, got promoted to Triple-A, had 18 home runs in the minors, and then boom, they moved him right up to the big leagues, and he was one of the best defensive catchers in baseball at that time. But opening day, he competed for a spot. He missed the start of the season. He had a strained tricep muscle in 2012, which set him back. Came back up to the big league, started playing catcher. They batted him 6th. But he hit pretty well. He finished that season .254, 35 doubles, 13 home runs, 42 RBI. He played 113 games that year. He was he finished 2nd for Rookie of the Year that year. Julio Rodriguez actually beat him by 1 vote at that time. Rauchman became the everyday catcher in 2024. He reached base in the first 8 games in that season, had a really promising start to his career. He was the starting catcher of the 2024 Major League All-Star Game. He had 16 home runs, a 780 OPS, played 90 games before that All-Star break. The final few games of the year, hit 207, though, the rest of the year. And he actually, when the Baltimore made the playoffs, but he went 1 for 8 in the playoffs. 2025, played 90 games, oblique strain, on the injured list. But after his injury, came back, batted .340, had a really good year, had a 13-game hitting streak at one point. He finished the season last year batting about .220, and then this year had a really good start to the season. Had a grand slam early on, but had a concussion at one point, hurt his ankle at one point, but he was elected to his 3rd All-Star game. But then had some wrist inflammation, his 3rd trip on the IL this year, and that's what he's dealing with at the moment, traded today, but this is a big kid. High potential for his career. 254, 69 home runs, 277 RBI, 3-time All-Star. He's won a Silver Slugger Award, known as a great defensive catcher as well and a leader. They gave up a lot for him. I mean, they signed their backup to an extension. They were doing better without him. He was having a tough year, and he's been injured 3 times. They had team control, though, and this is what teams do. They looked at it and said, they've had all these young guys that either worked or haven't worked. All of them. They knew they had to get a ransom, and they did today. I'm interested to see what his future is. Can he stay healthy? Is he a catcher forever? Can he be a DH or a first baseman? I know he can hit. At least he has shown it. But injuries have been his biggest problem. Did they give up a lot? Yes. It's a gamble, though. If it works out, they have one of the best catchers in the game, and I'm talking behind the plate. If not, can those skills transition to a DH first base role? I don't know that. But for the rest of this year and an arbitration year next year, they have him. They can see what kind of guy he wants, and they can offer an extension. It sounds like Baltimore did try at one point to offer him an extension. It just, the injuries are what got in the way of all that. So I can ask the question, even though I'm happy with the return and what they did today. Did they go a little low on guys? Like, were they always in on Rutschman? Or did they go after him because he might be available because of his injury? Either way, I think it's an improvement to the team. Your thoughts, 617-779-0985. We'll play the Breslow stuff at the top of the hour. We'll let you hear what he had to say. Why don't we start with Josh? He's in Maine. Hey, Josh.
Hey, what up, bro?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm actually really happy for you, which has kind of diverted my thought of attention. But I'm really happy for you that you actually have something to talk about on this trade deadline, which isn't normally the case.
Thank you.
But I called in with a food thought because I've got a friend. Come on, this is your wheelhouse, and normally on August 3rd, 4th, whatever it is, that's what we're talking about here. So, got a friend coming in. Grew up in New Mexico, lives in Arizona, coming to the East Coast for the first time. Want to take her for some of the best clams in Boston. Whole belly fried, clam cakes. What are you recommending, bro?
Go to Ipswich, Massachusetts, and there's a Route 133 is the Clam Mile, and there's plenty of places such as Woodman's, such as JT Farnham's, et cetera, et cetera. That's where I would take everybody. Stan is in New Hampshire. Stan.
Hey, Big Joe, how are you?
How are you?
Hey, listen, I got 3 quick points. Maya was a bum. They had to get rid of him the same way the Celtics had to get rid of Rick Roby. Roby was dragging down Bird, and let's hope the Red Sox getting rid of Maya has the same outcome for Roman Anthony. Number 2, this means they're serious. We are back in as contenders. No more pretenders. And number 3, Joe, that second catcher they got is really important because he's saving us. He's saving us from Mickey Gaspa. That's what I got for you tonight.
Thanks, Dan. I'll say this: if Rutschman was supposed to do a stint tonight, minor league stint, he might only need a week or two. The Sox are off tonight, right? They need to make a 40-man move. I assume this Rogers kid will probably be the catcher tomorrow night. But I still think they should keep Mickey Gasper around. But long term, I think they want it to be Rutschman. The injury, the wrist, That's what concerns me. But here's the deal. Mickey Gasper's here because Chad Tracy likes him, or he's down in Worcester because they like him. He works hard. He actually worked with the staff pretty well. I don't really care about the third catcher. Marcelo Meyer's gone because they think that they wanted to move on. That was a message. That was a message. Of all the moves, though, I think that's the one I don't like. Justin's in Lynn. Justin.
Joe, I'm very happy with what the Red Sox did today. I think this team is now going all in. They've shown that they're able to win. They just swept the Dodgers, and that's a real message to the fan base that they want to win now. And I have one correction I want to make that I mentioned the other night. I'm on with Tom Giles on Wednesday, not Tommy Cohen.
Tom Giles, good friend of mine.
Yes.
He knows
I'm
me.
on with Tom Giles on Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Love Giles.
Yep.
Tell him I said hello.
I will.
Let me know. Ask him if he likes the Patriots to go over their win total this year.
Yes. Yep.
All right, Justin. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Haven't talked to Giles in a while. Well, I'm not over there anymore. We used to do the weekly spread. All our bets. I feel like we got to get a betting thing going this year, Skaz. Sponsorship opportunities are available. For Skaz, too. We got to get him one. Maybe we can call it Skaz's Spin. That's a catchy name, huh, Skaz? Skaz's Spin. Spicy Skaz.
I'm sure we can workshop it, Joe. It's early, you know.
Spicy Skaz. How about the reporting today, Skaz? What'd you think of that?
I would say pretty bad. How about the reporting just the last 2 weeks? I think every single guy that the baseball insiders said the Red Sox were in on, they didn't sniff.
By the way, the basketball ones were awful. So no, this one sucked.
This is shams all over again. The biggest fraud in sports.
Yeah,
I mean, no one knows anything, Joe. No,
Every time
there's
you hear
no
about
such
Zach
thing.
Neto.
No such thing as an insider. It doesn't exist. They just throw crap at the wall, and then when the trade deadline actually happens, they're like, "Oh, well, actually, no, it's Adley Rutschman."
Rushman thing I didn't hear until maybe end of last week, but I almost he's hurt, so why would they trade?
I heard George Springer. That was a big one. Yeah,
I heard that one.
Yeah. Zach Neto.
That one, the Springer one, got me going though last week. I went, ooh, I got tickled. You know, I went, ooh. I did not have Eli White, whoever that is.
No.
It's like Rob Schneider 2.0.
Yeah, sure. Apparently, we'll listen to Breslow momentarily, but he did say he's here to give Rafael a breather when needed, when he needs a day off. So
he can play center. He plays all three left-handed outfield positions. All right, one more before we hear from Breslow. Paul's in Natick. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Joe. I love this move for the Sox. I really think it's a big attitude change for the team, and I think it shows that they have some guts to kind of keep moving forward here and try to win for once instead of just sitting back and letting everyone else win. But thanks. I'll hang up and listen.
All right, dude. Thank you. At some point, we need Street Team Joe to gather up the combined weight of the Red Sox lefties. Between Tolley and this guy Miller they got today. You see this guy? This guy's bigger than Hunter Henry.
we got a big boy on our hands, Joe.
This guy's like 6'5", 280 or something.
He's going to throw the ass, Joe, and the gas.
Well, listen, I prefer the gas.
When you're that big, Joe, you can't help but throw some ass, you know?
They went for a big boy. They gave up Marcelo Meyer, the 4th overall pick in the draft a couple of years ago, for a guy that, when he throws strikes, is good. By the way, do you know the story of Tyron Guerrero? I don't know if
the big boy.
Were you watching that? I don't know if you...
yeah.
But I didn't know, like, he was in the minors for, like, 15 years. And was playing in, like... What the hell was the name of those leagues? Because I've never heard of them, to be honest with you. And every time he got a tryout, he just couldn't throw strikes. Any time. And last night, I don't know, I heard Oral Hershiser. A lot of glazing going on for him last night, huh? Poor Lou sitting there. They're talking about, all the perfect games or all the complete games that Earl Hershiser threw in the 88 playoffs.
Mr. Pink Eye in center field there, Bob Cost is throwing shots at Lou, too. Like, oh, I got to get my baseball reference up here to look up Lou. And, at least Lou wasn't Clayton Kershaw. Talk about an absolute snooze fest on that broadcast.
Yeah. All he does is say hi to people. He did say that the Red Sox beat him in the World Series, though. He's like, yeah, I can say whatever I want. They beat me. I kind of like that. I did kind of like, but I am curious the combined weight for the Red Sox lefties this year. Maybe we can get Joe on that one, and then we can divide them up and see if we can have. Because who's right now? I know Joe and Jarren Duran have that competition going.
It's getting close. Maybe not close, but yeah, Jarren Duran. Good weekend for Jarren Duran.
Still on the team. I would say that's a good weekend. Still on the team. All right. We're going to hear from Chief Baseball Officer. Officer? What did I say? Officer. Yeah, I've had nothing to drink tonight, but that's the worst thing to say when you can't say officer. We'll hear from Chief Baseball Officer Craig Breslow coming up in a bit. And Chad Tracy, his season in Hogdale. I don't know his first name. I don't want to know his last name. I just want to know him as Hogdale. Hogdale of Barstool Sports will get his reaction for the Red Sox trade deadline day. Normally, he is doing every game, broadcasting live, but tonight's an off night. So we found a way to sneak in Hogdale on 98.5 The Sports Hub. We'll do that at 9:20 tonight. We'll continue your calls coming up next. I'm Joe Murray, and this hour of The Sports Hub has been brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 15% off your next drive-through oil change. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. I've promoted Hogdale tonight, and the chat is interested in Hogdale. They want to know who can eat more hot dogs, me or Hogdale. We'll let Hogdale introduce himself later, but he's taller than I am. He might be bigger than I am, too. But he's one of these Midwestern kids. I think he's from Iowa. I think he's from there. And he's huge, and he loves the Red Sox. So somebody asked who would win. I'm going to take him because he's bigger and younger too. Who can fit more up their butt? Well, that's a different story. I don't know that answer. But that's just one of the questions in our chat tonight. You can join us there, youtube.com. You can search 98.5 The Sports Hub. All right, Craig Breslow has spoken. Breslow spoken after the trade deadline today. Let's hear what the CBO had to say about the baseball team.
Felt like, as we looked to upgrade the team, that was an opportunity for us. And, in Adley, you get, impact on both sides of the ball. He's a premium defender, switch hitter. So he's a great fit for our park. He doesn't strike out. He walks and gets on base. He can hit for damage. I think there's a ton to like about him.
Greg, do today's trades and the one you made last weekend, did they reflect a sort of shift in philosophy of being a little more aggressive and, quote, going for it this year rather than maybe what you've espoused the last couple of years of more sustainability and integrating prospects into the major league roster?
Probably not for me to characterize our approach outside of saying that over the last month and a half or so, this team has demonstrated just an incredible resilience and relentlessness, and put itself, kind of firmly in the playoff picture. And they deserved, and our fans deserve, our efforts, the efforts from the front office to try and find ways to make it better. And I don't think that necessarily has to exist in conflict or compete with sustainability. And I think when you look at the control that a lot of the guys had that we brought in, you can see a core of players that should be here for many years into the future.
If I could have a quick follow-up, Craig, was any of this motivated by looking at the American League in terms of competitiveness and seeing a rather wide open field where there was an opportunity for the team to make a deep run despite starting the season slowly?
The competitive environment it's part of the equation in that, there are years where this record could be leading our division. There are years where we could be firmly out of the playoff picture. So I guess implicitly it's part of the way that we approach this. But I think more it's just the way that these guys have played, the job that they've done on the field, the coaching staff, the way the fans have supported this team in the turnaround. We felt going into the season like we had a really competitive team. We're seeing it over the last month and a half, and we wanted to do everything that we could to give ourselves the best chance to go out and compete for a World Series.
Craig, as you went into this, did you see catching as the position you most wanted to improve, and was Adley your focus of this?
We went in with maybe casting a broad net over a few different ways that we could get better. I found it's really difficult to try to predict the market or try to predict exactly what players will be available, especially this year when there are a lot of teams that still have playoff aspirations. So a lot of the work over the days leading up to today was just having incessant conversations with other teams, and just trying to understand what players might be available, what the costs might be, the way that those impact our club. But I do think this year our strategy was more about targeting players that met our needs and allowed us to upgrade areas that we felt like could be upgraded, and going out and targeting them and trying to be aggressive and bringing them in, as opposed to kind of sitting back and waiting for the market to come to us.
Hey, Craig, I'm wondering about the Adley injury and a potential timetable for return.
Sorry, I think I missed the beginning of that, Chris.
Just about Adley's injury, where things stand, when you guys can expect him back, and I guess the plan for him the next few days.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier today, and at this point, I am not going to try to put a timetable on what his return might look like. I think it's best for him to kind of get under our care, and get our athletics, our medical staff, our athletic trainers, our doctors, hands on him, and from there we'll figure out what the right kind of course of action is here. But in talking to him, he's very optimistic, and he is saying that he feels quite a bit better.
Craig, I'm just wondering, as your negotiations with the Orioles neared completion and it was almost done, what were the deliberations like with you and your front office, you and ownership, about whether to make this jump and finalize it, getting that player and at that cost and
Sure. I think what maybe as a group we tried to do was not react to kind of the final stages of negotiations or the final costs, but rather understand which players might provide upgrades, which players would be available, talk through kind of where we thought this was going to go, what our kind of tolerances were, keep ownership informed every step of the way, so that this didn't all come down to the final moment or the last turn of the screw. And I will say that at this time of year, when you are trying to improve your team, there are not deals that are comfortable. You don't draw a line and say this is this is as far as we'll go, and that's kind of there's a bit of like a moving target, and you try to remain as disciplined as you can, but I think you have to constantly zoom out to remind yourself that like what you're trying to do is improve your major league team in this season.
And just to follow up, was it helpful for you guys to finish the Rutschman deal, quote unquote, early and leave you more time to, pursue other things and also consummate two other trades?
Yeah. I think every person who sits in my chair says, this will be the trade deadline where we'll get deals done early, we'll be aggressive, and it seems just kind of like inevitably things go down to the wire. But yeah, being able to work through that earlier in the day did give us both clarity on that situation and the catching situation more broadly, and then also the opportunity to look elsewhere at other ways to improve the team.
Greg, when it comes to Adley's wrist injury, is there any concern there on your part? A and B, obviously with next year being the last year of his deal, is there an impetus to begin negotiations with him at this point in time?
Yeah, like I said, the first things that we need to do are to get him here, get him comfortable with our medical staff, make sure that transition of care is as smooth as possible. And then from there, we'll figure out, exactly what the future looks like. But we want to get him as comfortable as possible. We want to get to know him and give him a chance to get to know us.
Greg, so Marcelo Meyer has been obviously a big part of this organization, in the future for a long time. So what kind of went into the decision to trade him today? And what do you hope to see from Eric now that you have him on board?
Yeah, it was tough to include him in a deal, and it's tough to include any of the players that we had sent out because we have relationships with them. We've watched their development. In many cases, we've drafted them or signed them internationally. And speaking about Marcelo, he's a really big part of this, or he was a really big part of this organization, and someone that was looked upon to be part of a core. And I still think that's going to happen. It's going to happen with the San Francisco Giants at this point. But he's an incredibly talented player. And what we saw was an opportunity to get a back end reliever with control who throws from the left side with huge stuff, generates a ton of swings and misses, and gets a ton of strikeouts. And as you think about a bullpen down the stretch and in potentially into the postseason, the ability to bring guys in who can get swings and misses and shorten the game when relievers are available almost every night because of the schedule becomes really, really valuable.
Right, how did you see? Go ahead. Just along those lines with Meyer, you had acquired last week Curtis Mead, infielder, and had been, according to multiple people, in on a lot of other shortstops in the league. I'm just curious what that says about what you thought about Meyer's future here, and just knowing, and also with the rise of Franklin Arias, right, in AAA, of kind of how that affected everything in negotiations with him.
Yeah, I think it's important to separate what Marcelo's future with the organization would have been if he were still here from decisions that we would make in the short term. Marcelo was obviously recovering from an injury and not on the field right now. But like I said, I still think he is an incredibly talented player, and he's going to have a very successful major league career. This is something that made sense, in our minds, and something that made sense, I assume, for the Giants. And so we were able to make a trade, but in no way is this an indictment of Marcelo. And I think in some ways it's probably, a credit to the player development group and the organization that, we were able to make this trade and still feel like we've got players in-house or who are able to fill a major league shortstop role.
Craig, you talked about after the Mead trade, not necessarily feeling like you needed to win them, but to make your team better. Do you feel like you got out of a comfort zone in this cycle in ways that you wouldn't have been comfortable doing in previous cycles, whether in the offseason or the deadline?
I think anybody who makes a trade, especially nowadays when front offices are largely pulling from the same information and using a lot of the same tools. It's uncomfortable. It's always going to be uncomfortable. And I think maybe when they feel comfortable, you look up in 6 months or a year and realize you should have been a lot more uncomfortable with it. But I do think, the position that our team is right now, the opportunity that we believe we have in front of us, it warranted being aggressive and meaningfully improving our outlook. And we're hopeful that we did that today.
How does Eli White fit in? And then in terms of the fact you have a lot of different outfielders, how do you see that playing out?
Yeah, Trace and I have talked through that and feel like he gives us, kind of a right-handed option to get Sedan a day if he needs it. He can really, really defend. And, if we wanted to give Willie or Jaron a day, can throw him out there and feel like we're not missing a beat defensively. He can change a game with his defense. He can change a game with his speed. And we think that he'll give a good at-bat as well. So there are ways to make this work. We are going to do that and feel like he adds another level of athleticism to what I think has become the identity of this team.
Craig, on Adley for a second. In regard to his ability to receive and work with pitchers and defensive metrics, how big of a factor was that in acquiring him? And given how well the pitching staff had thrown to Wong and Narvaez for the majority of the season, was there any concern about mixing things up there and bringing him in? And why is he a guy that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, anytime you introduce someone into a clubhouse in the middle of a season, you take some risk. But I also think, we did as much work as we possibly could. Had some overlap in terms of staff who had known Adley and got incredibly high marks for the makeup, for the leadership, for the type of teammate and person that he is. And so, I think the short answer is yes. You certainly think about trying to minimize any potential disruption to the group, but also felt like everything that we learned about Adley pointed us to him being able to step in and build relationships with the coaches and the pitching staff and settle right into our infrastructure.
All right, that's it. That's it. Craig Breslow filling in everybody on everything. I kind of like what he said. And the funniest thing that I thought of that whole press conference. So when do you think we're going to see Adley Rutschman? Oh, I'm going to wait till he gets into Sox care, and then we'll give you some sort of. He didn't want to go near when Rutschman could come back. He didn't want to go anywhere near it, which is the right way to handle it. Don't give any updates. Just say you can't wait to get him into the system. So they're learning. They are learning. That's a positive step when talking about injuries. All right, we'll take a break. You'll get your guys' thoughts. 617-779-0985. Huge YouTube numbers tonight. Go to youtube.com. You can search 98.5 The Sports Hub. Boom. You'll see us right there. And coming up in 1 hour from now, Hogdale, Barstool Sports, his reaction to the Red Sox and the trade deadline, and yours. You got that and more coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
Coming. It's electric. You need an electric.
I haven't seen this many people since the Celtics lost in the playoffs. Oof. Playoffs, I said it. That's right. Playoffs is what I said. The Red Sox are serious about going back to the playoffs. That's what it is. Yeah, they might have needed a 15-game winning streak or take 35 of 30 or 40 games. Yep, they might have done that. But, Skaz, I wanted to open this up to you. And you guys at 617-779-0985. Has Craig Breslow improved? Think about what Craig Breslow has done. Craig Breslow traded Rafael Devers. He said, Rafael Devers, we don't need this guy anymore. See ya. Right? Traded him. You know what else he did? He let Craig Breslow go. Not Craig Breslow. Alex Bregman go. Now, maybe not great in the long term, but he signed Ranger Suarez after, and it's worked. He also wanted run prevention and all that stuff, and, well, it wasn't a great start. He also fired Alex Cora, or got Alex Cora fired. That's a big move, right? Because now Chad Tracy is the interim manager, and I think he is good. I think Chad Tracy, good. He also has made some trades. Curtis Mead. Traded Connolly early for Curtis Mead. Some people didn't like it, but he's a power hitter. Someone they needed. He literally traded the farm system for Adley Rutschman. He then trades Marcelo Meyer for Eric Miller. He had some depth pieces in Eli White. Craig Breslow's he's making some moves. Craig Breslow's turning heads. I think Craig Breslow saved his job. Let's see how this one works out. What I can tell you is this. The Red Sox are not only a better team today, but in the future as well. Skaz, what do you think about all that? Craig Breslow fires Devers, lets Alex Bregman go, gets Ranger Suarez, Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras. See you later, Alex Cora, you stink. Hires Chad Tracy, makes the early for Mead trade, trades the farm system for Adley Rutschman. Guys got balls.
Yeah, I don't think you could argue that this is Craig Breslow's team now. It is solely Craig Breslow's team. He is, forming the team in his image now. It seems as though he has the most control he's ever had as the GM of the Red Sox. Now, how much control is that really? I still think there's some questions there, but how could you not feel like the Red Sox are in a much better place than they were, the last couple of years? Like, you still have young talent on the roster. Yes, you got rid of some prospects, but they've been selling us prospects for what feels like the last decade, Joe. So I'm okay with watching, major leaguers, and they still could use a couple in the offseason. You hope they continue to add to this group, but they've identified a young core. They have legit starting pitching depth. Hopefully as the season goes on, these young guys continue to show up. We don't really know what Jake Bennett and Tully are going to look like with the innings on them, and obviously Sonny Gray needs to bounce back a little bit, but Craig Breslow has done nothing but make the major league roster more competitive. And that's all fans have asked for deadline after deadline, it feels like. We want the major league roster to be more competitive, and today they are.
Do you care about any of the guys they moved on from?
No, Joe. I remember Anderson Espinoza was the best prospect, can't miss prospect, Double-A, flying up through the ranks. They traded him for Drew Pomeranz. I never heard his name again in my life.
Drew Pomeranz still in the league.
Exactly. So it's a prospect. It's a lottery ticket. And guess what? Starting pitching doesn't mean what it used to. These guys could turn into, Andrew Miller or they could turn into Wade Miley or something. Like, you don't know what's going to happen with these guys. And sure, they're lauded, but that's why you got Adley Rutschman for them. You got somewhat of a known commodity out of Adley Rutschman, opposed to these two lottery tickets who Craig Breslow has shown he can identify. So I have no issues with. If anything, I wanted the Red Sox to do more today. I wanted another bat. I wanted another starting pitcher.
Or shortstop.
A shortstop, but they kept Franklin Arias, which I think... Should I be happy that they kept Franklin Arias, or should I be skeptical that for the last 2 weeks everyone has told me they need a shortstop, they got to go get a shortstop, and they don't, and now are we all the way back in on Franklin Arias? Is he the future, or are we still going to be looking for a shortstop?
Or are they going to roll with Monasterio?
No, I don't. Not long term.
My only thing with Monasterio is statistically, him and Chen were the best shortstop duo in Major League Baseball for the month of July. Now, I get you. Long term, he's probably a utility guy is what he is. But why didn't they make the move? I think that maybe it's probably a move they do in the offseason, guys. The other thing is, do you think they still believe in Trevor Story? I don't want to. IKF still in the mix, right? They have like other guys they can put there. It just break glass in case of emergency. I think they really do feel that Trevor Story might be able to help. Which, oh boy, that one we can buy. We can get on him for that one later on. By the way, Chad Tracy, best record in the American League. The Red Sox have the best record since Chad Tracy's taken over April 26th, 50-34. Best in baseball, everybody. Your thoughts, 617-779-0985. Adam in Pawtucket. Adam.
How's it going, Joe and Skaz? Hey, I just had a quick question for you guys. So the whole Jarren Duran thing, I thought for sure he was going to be moved out of Boston with all the drama that he's had like recently and like the past couple of years and everything. I know he's had a down year, but I know that we could have sold him high at a couple points in his career. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
Well, I don't think they could have done anything for Jarren Duran. If anything, I think they're gonna keep Duran around, hoping he can spark the team at some point. I think that they know what he is, and I'm sure if they have any outbursts, they'll DFA him. But at this point, I think he is a part of this year's Red Sox team, and everybody is interested in keeping him around. Me, not so much, but he has helped out. Led the team in RBI in the month of July. Has bunt the ball very well. Had a home run last night. The entire outfield homered last night. And I do want to get into more of Ceddanne Rafael and what he's done over the last couple of weekends. What a weekend it was, by the way. What an absolute weekend it was for the Red Sox, who got starts from Suarez, Tolle, and Bennett. The bullpen was strong. Brian Bayo out of the bullpen. Tyron Guerrero. The last time three outfielders homered in the same game? It was Kiki Hernandez, Franchi Cordero, and Christian Arroyo. Wow. Got the best road team in baseball, everybody. Here's another thing about the Sox. Since June 25th, they're 14-0 against teams with over 500 record. They're 15-1 on the road. And in close games of 2 runs or less, they're 12-1. And their upcoming schedule, 3 versus the White Sox, 3 versus the A's, at the Blue Jays, at the Pirates, home against the D-backs, Giants, at Marlins. Oh my God, the schedule is a cakewalk. What an opportunity to keep this thing rolling. Keep rolling, Sox. That was corny, but hey, you know what? At least I didn't use AI. All right, we'll hit the headline here. I'm Joe Murray, listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox make
net over a few different ways that we could get better. I found it's really difficult to try to predict the market or try to predict exactly what players will be available, especially this year when, there are a lot of teams that still have, playoff aspirations. A lot of the work over the days leading up to today was just having incessant conversations with other teams and just trying to understand what players might be available, what the costs might be, the way that those impact.
Maybe they finally care about playing baseball in October. The last time I felt this way was when they signed Alex Bregman. By the way, I think they lost some of the deals today. I think they gave up a haul for Rutschman. By the way, can we get a correct saying on this? Riley's French, right? Is it Rutschman? Rutschman? What's the right way to say this guy's name? I've said it 5 different ways, I think, tonight. Rutschman? Adley Rutschman? Feel like that's what it is. Adley Rutschman. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know if there's a...
I'm Adley Rutschman. I'm from Sherwood, Oregon. Good nicknames. A lot of people call me Rutsch, Ads. Favorite foods, sushi, barbecue, and steak. Ooh, love the show Yellowstone.
Oh, rip.
Eric Church. Michael Jordan. My mom.
Adley Rutschman likes barbecue,
sushi. MJ fan.
Michael Jordan. And likes Yellowstone. I loved Yellowstone. Have you watched the new Dutton Ranch at all?
No.
No, you haven't?
No.
It's a love story.
I can't stand that guy,
No,
Taylor Sheridan.
You don't like Rip?
No, Rip's fine. It's
Rip's
Taylor
on the
Sheridan.
show. Who's Taylor Sheridan? Which
He's
one's
the
that?
creator of all that stupid
Oh, that
stuff. He
guy.
makes himself the hero in all his shows. I'm out on that.
Wait, which one is he in Yellowstone?
Like 6 seasons in, he'll just like write himself into the show and be like, "I'm the man." I don't know his name in the show.
The guy
here.
from the guy who makes like Old School and all those. Quentin Tarantino does the same thing.
Yeah, I'm out on that. Let's see. He plays Travis Wheatley.
Is Travis the guy that buys all the horses?
Yeah, that guy.
And has all the women all the time?
Yes, yeah,
And
Joe.
he's jacked?
Sure, I don't know. But yeah, every Taylor Sheridan show ever, he just puts himself in and is like, "I'm the coolest guy ever."
He's the one, yeah, I know he's always playing poker and always has women
Of course he is. It's his show. I'm out on that.
You know, I told you, one of my favorite movies is The Chef with Jon Favreau.
Oh, yeah, his wife in that movie.
Yeah.
Good casting,
His
Johnny.
wife is Sofia Vergara, but his girlfriend is Scarlett Johansson.
Tough life, Johnny. Tough life. It's like every Sandler movie, you know?
Yeah, he's got
Bar Rafili as his wife or somebody.
Sure, so Selma Hayek. Or what's her name there from Friends there?
Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston. He had Jessica Biel, right, at one point? Or is that Alba? I can't remember which one it was.
I think that might have been Alba.
And she gets naked in front of him because he's...
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry,
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Quentin Tarantino...
Yeah, he's a big foot guy.
Well, the one in Pulp Fiction, it was his buddy called him to come over to the house because they blew someone's brains out in the car, and they needed to call Mr. Wolf, right? And he goes, "Call me Winston." But yeah, that was Quentin Tarantino in the house, and his wife was going to come home soon, and Aunt Millie's like clothing or towels, I can't remember. What else? I feel like he was doing something else too. Was he in? You ever see Django? Django's a really good movie, dude. Right? But Django's really violent. Really violent. I like the guy that's in that movie though, who helps Jamie Foxx. He was in Inglourious
Christoph Waltz.
That guy.
Yes, he's
Inglourious
tremendous.
Bastards.
The dentist, yeah.
That guy's great. He wasn't going to shake his hand at the end, though. It never goes well when you don't shake someone's hand. I learned that. All right, well, we got in or out next. We're going to do that. And then we'll talk to Hogdale. He's pumped to come on. We're pumped to have him on. Everyone, you know what's so funny? He'll have like a really good, exciting call. He'll be like, "Yes!
Can't play any of them.
Rafaela! Sox win! SMD!"
That's a pretty good impression, Joe.
And I wish I could say it, you know? He has a really great punctuation.
He really accentuates his points. Great enunciation out of Hogdale. We've been on the Hogdale beat for a while too, Joe. This is we've been following the Dale for feels a couple years.
The problem is technically we can't really work together because we're on when the games are on. So he streams it. That's it. His job.
He's a 162er by profession.
He is paid by Barstool, which is a genius idea, by the way, to just pay him to stream and everybody watches him the entire time.
Which he was doing before he was getting paid. Yes, which
yes.
is tremendous. That's how you get hired, is you do the content first, and then someone finds the content and says, this is good, and off you go.
Did you hear that, Riley?
She's going through it.
Yes. Were you talking to me? Yes. We were talking to you. Now she doesn't know what we're talking about. It's okay. It's okay. Go back. We got in or out. We'll do it next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out? The best success is guaranteed.
It's weird.
Boss, Haas, any of the names.
But I do remember you because you had more hair, and I think you wore a hat.
I always wear a hat, yeah. My Westboro baseball hat. I was trying to grow out the
So he definitely thinks he's Stenberg then.
Yeah.
I was trying to grow out the hair.
Has more hats than you.
But back then, I literally did nothing because they had. Am I allowed to say who was there?
No? It was the old version of
the old crew.
Show.
It's 7 producers.
Yeah, there were 7 producers, and so the most they had me do was, go get the headlines sheet and print it out bigger for John Wallach so he could read it easier. That was like the extent of what like they'd have the headline sheet and they're like, yeah, this font isn't big enough. Go print it out. Go type it up and print it out.
So you mean to tell me you changed the font to make it bigger?
Yeah, that was literally
out, Joe. You couldn't just like plus 110 it, plus 120 it. They weren't sending you the email.
No, I was not on the email chain. I was not on.
They must have just been giving you some busy work.
I was not on the Slack chain. There was no importance of what I was doing there.
Well, to let you know,
I couldn't even answer the phones. They're like, "You'll graduate to that one."
Bird was
Bird was the phone man.
Bird was the phone.
And then
guy.
Nick was answered phones when Bird wasn't there.
Nick was there.
I certainly wasn't.
There was two other producers there at the time. There's a lot, and then whenever, just so you know, when I was there, I didn't know what was going on either.
Yeah.
So like, I would show up, read my headline at 6 a.m. and be like, "What are we doing?"
But it's just funny because I crossed over with them the other day. I was like, "Hey guys," and just like I could have been, I could have just been another intern at a different show.
Fred does listen to the night show, so I'm sure he knows who you are.
Yeah.
He's just probably hasn't put it together.
Yeah, put it together.
Wallach and his kids listen to the night show. He told me that his kids like the night show, and but he's probably in bed by now, right, John?
I used to, he broadcast Bryant basketball games.
Right.
And I used to broadcast Bryant basketball for the school radio. You can only imagine for the school radio, it would probably have less than 10 listeners. But anyways, I would just listen to John and I would wait like 10 seconds, like a tape delay, and I'd repeat exactly what he said so I didn't have to think about anything.
So,
isn't that genius?
No. It's not genius at all.
What do you mean? How's that not genius? I don't have to do any work or prep or nothing. I could just enjoy my drinks and.
so just I will say this because I've been doing radio for 20 years, Flex. That I've been trying to teach Riley this. I keep trying to teach her that the more you learn behind the scenes, talking on the air is the easiest part of your job. Why? Because of the prep. Would you agree, Scabs? That Slack channel that we throw things in all day long?
Oh, it was busy today.
Oh, it was bumping. But what I mean by, or the green goo pot, whatever we have, the text line, I learn more from the stuff that's in there. And then I save my take for later. I've learned more from doing prep work than I have. Don't get me wrong, like the best part of this gig is we get to react to post-game shows. So even if it's 45 minutes, it's like we get to do the best 45 minutes of the game we just saw when a Celtics get a big win or the Bruins win. You've heard those callers from the Bruins after a loss, right? It's that's the best thing going in Boston sports is when the Bruins lose a bad game, the callers are pissed, right? That's fun. When the Celtics lose, it's not fun, right? It's not fun. You turn it off. You're like, nope. Anyways,
different type of fans.
Yeah, that's right.
I go to my bed and put
I haven't in or out to starters with, but what I think we should do is just take a break. Why don't we hit the headline so we can get right back on track and get Hogdale going and all that stuff. No commercials here. No commercials. Just the headline. And then we'll have in or out and then Hogdale coming up next on the Sports Hub.
From the Telfair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. Touchdown! The flagship station of the Patriots, Bruins, the Celtics, WBCFM and HD Boston 98.5, The
The Sports Hub. Leslie Media Group Station, celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Sports Hub headlines.
Adley Rushman, that's the name. He's coming over from Baltimore in a big trade. Carlos Narvaez, 3 prospects. Baltimore sending catcher Jake Rogers in the middle. It's a haul, but you know what? They get an all-star catcher. Eli White coming over to the Red Sox from Atlanta for Tyler Ruperstein, and Eric Miller coming over from San Francisco in exchange for Marcelo Meyer. Of course, Meyer, former first-round pick, number 4 overall, moving on from Boston to the Giants. Headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. With over 70 trucks on the road, because your clogged drain is their emergency, go to johnsewer.com. I'm Joe Murray, in or out now.
This is what happens when analysts take over the game, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
All right, back here on the Sports Hub. Riley confirms that you do look like a Stenberg. I don't think so, but the hair, maybe it's the hair. He wears a lot of hats, but takes his hat off.
He's got a big beard. I don't have a beard.
He's from Philly. You're from Westboro.
He wears sandals. I wear shoes.
That is true. He does wear sandals. Can I start us off with an in or out, Skaz?
Please.
You guys want an update on my weight loss?
The race to 265.
The race to 265.
Where are we at right now, Joe?
299.
Still, wow.
Well, so we got under 300.
No, you know what I have noticed, though, with weight loss? Sometimes you stay the same for a very long time, and you get pissed, right? But then it starts to come down.
Yeah, so we've lost total 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, this week hasn't been much progress. I did, I had a couple bad meals out there as we were texting. But I'm getting more energy. I'm walking longer. Duran is above 200. I still like my odds.
So Duran above 200, Street Team Joe under 300. We're getting close. The race to 265.
And the race is on.
I would like you to do play-by-play for that race. My first in or out of the night is, have you guys seen the new Jaylen Brown stream where he's wearing a number 7 76ers jersey, in or out?
I'm in. He's on the 76ers.
I don't like it. It looks like Allen Iverson's number. Or it looks like a jersey Allen. He looks like he's wearing what Allen Iverson wore.
Isn't it crazy, though, so far this offseason? Isn't it like every time he streams, something goes wrong? And he just, for the guy who's apparently the smartest man in the room, he can't compute that every time he goes on stream, it doesn't go well for him and something bad happens.
Did you guys see what Jaylen Brown was doing this weekend?
Was he at the wedding of Donovan Mitchell?
Well, he did do that. Or maybe it was not this weekend, but a clip he posted this weekend, he was skydiving. I wonder how the Philadelphia 76ers feel about that.
Is that a version of energy shifting?
I don't know.
You can't take his energy shifting tweets anymore because he's used them all up. You can do that maybe once or twice. He's now, and I saw him tweet last week, Skaz, something similar of the vibes are, vibing or something. And you can't use these, mythical tweets anymore, Jaylen. You've run out of them.
Yep.
Especially when we lost.
He has run out of them. You're right. All right. Let's get into in or out, and then we'll welcome in Hogdale after that. What do we got?
All right, gentlemen. Monday night, August 3rd edition of In or Out. Let's start in a retirement community tonight. A cannabis kiosk designed for seniors is opening inside a retirement community. It features an easy mode with larger buttons and a simplified buying process. Are we in or out on a cannabis kiosk in a retirement community?
Oh, God, no. I'm so out. And the only reason, Skaz, is At dispensaries these days, guys, the THC percentage is far too high. It is far too high for me. It is far too high for tons and tons of people out there who don't really understand what these THC percentages can do to you, not only in flower, carts, vapes, etc. For your average, grandma who knows little to nothing, just even though it's going to be easy for her to purchase, she's going to have a panic attack. This is awful. I mean, I just feel bad that, these old women are going to have a terrible, terrible experience. A lot of them. Maybe some of them can help with pain, but again, they need specific strains for that at way, 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 way lower doses. So this is bad.
I'm out, but not because of what your thing is that I know what makes it funny. What if like Aunt Millie and Auntie Bet want to eat some chocolate mushrooms and play cards?
What's wrong with that?
Don't you think they'd enjoy it?
Yeah, let them do it.
But don't you think they should be advised on, okay, maybe you should take this much?
Joe, they're not toddlers. Like, I would imagine.
My aunt, I'm telling you, my grandma, if you said, like, how much should you take, she could be like, 50 sounds nice, right?
How many grams would you like? 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. It's like, how about you dial it back to 5?
Yeah, but
infuse that with some hash.
It's like, I don't think they know what they're talking about. Back in my day.
They're not children. Like, I would imagine if you're an older person in one of these communities who's seeking out marijuana, you have some idea of what you're doing.
But have they been exposed to a store like this?
Can I tell you, guys? I think we might be educated on it. There are people out there that have no clue, like how much a gram is, or a quarter is, or an ounce for that matter. And I know it's just math, right? It's just the whole world. Like you get a half pound of Land O'Lakes cheese. You know how many you're getting. You know what I'm saying? But I've maybe didn't realize that 20 or 30% THC is like really a lot. Because
the carts say 90, so the 20% can't be that bad.
Exactly.
I'm in. Let the elders get high. Let them get stoned.
I do like the idea, though.
Come on, we all watched, what was it, Grandma's Boy?
Yeah, Grandma's Boy, the Frankenstein.
Frankenstein weed.
The Frankenstein. Man, where do you get your weed? From you, Dante?
There's going to be so many bad experiences.
All right, gentlemen, it is Soda Week at Crumble Cookie. Soda desserts. Crumble has introduced 6 new items. Let's see if the gentlemen are in or out on Crumble's Soda Week lineup. How about the Dirty Soda Tres Leches cake, a chocolate soda cake soaked in a dirty Tres Leches sauce topped with a house-made coconut lime. Are we in or out?
Out.
Out. Love Crumble. It's probably great. I'm out.
All right.
Anything coconut, done.
Chocolate cola brownie, a fudgy cola brownie topped with a rich fudge cola frosting.
I'd probably like it, but I'm out.
Yeah, I don't imagine Coca-Cola and chocolate going well together.
How about the peach ring cookie, a tart peach sugar cookie rolled in a tangy sugar coating, topped with an orange and a yellow peach mousse swirl, dusted with sour sugar and finished with a peach ring.
I'm out, but I used to drink a lot of peach schnapps.
I'm in. Peach rings are like one of my favorite candies. You got peach rings?
2 for $2
That's a drop.
across the street.
You got peach rings? Yo, hand them over.
2 for $2 across the street.
Peach rings are one of my favorite candy.
How about the Diet Cola Nilla Bean cookie, a chocolate cola cookie topped with a swirl of creamy chocolate cola and vanilla bean mousse, finished with a crunchy wafer straw and a fresh lemon quarter.
In.
So you're in on the vanilla cola, but out on the chocolate cola. Joe.
Yes.
I don't know if I want to get cola on my cookies. Is that... If you brought them in, I'll give it a try.
Did you ever see Super Troopers?
No.
Oh. I think you kind of remind me of Favre sometimes.
Is that a good thing?
You should watch it.
I wish that TV was on. You could just pull it up. Probably looks like
I probably can. Here, ready?
A dumb person.
Super Troopers. Does it pop up? Ah! Can you believe they're making a third one of that? I've already talked about this before.
Anyways, I don't like the soda cookies.
Out on soda.
All right,
but
out on soda cookies. How about we head to the world of Oreos for this next one? Our good friends over at Oreos are teaming up with our other very good friends over at KFC and releasing a fried chicken flavored Oreo. Gentlemen, are we in or out on the KFC spicy chicken Oreos?
I'm going to speak first. I would be curious, guys.
Of course.
I'm out. My answer is I'm out. But if it was sitting right in front of me for 4 hours,
you got to give it a nibble.
I would be curious.
Yeah. Like if Riley happened to bring him in, I wouldn't not try it. I wouldn't go out of my way to get them, but there is a certain realm of possibility that I'm like, these are delicious. But just the thought of like process, it's not even what's.
You know when he sent it to me over the weekend, and I was full. I had a great meal of what do you call it? Short rib over pasta.
Oh, is that the? Where'd you go out to eat?
Mom's, yeah, I went to Teresa's, and my belly was really full. And when Skaz sent it, I went, "Nah, I'm out." at the moment, it didn't.
I don't think I'm in on that either.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Oreo has announced another new flavor. This will be the caramel popcorn Oreo. Are we in or out on a caramel popcorn flavored Oreo?
I like caramel popcorn and Oreo. I think it could be very good.
So the caramel and the popcorn is in the frosting?
Yes. I would assume.
Please tell me I'm not going to get like the mini corn shells.
I don't think you're going to get a corn in your teeth.
Yeah, I won't get it. All right, then I'm in. Sounds pretty good.
All right, Joe, you sent this over right before we started in or out. Boston College, a little news coming out of BC. Boston College has fired their longtime men's basketball broadcasters because new coach Luke Murray didn't want anyone tied to the old staff. Are we in or out on firing team announcers as we, quote-unquote, clean house?
Okay, you might remember who this guy is, but do you remember Kevin Collins at all? Kevin Collins did work with us here with the Sports Hub.
I don't know, maybe before my time.
He works with my dad currently.
Really?
Hmm?
Yeah, Kevin.
I've spoke to him a couple times. Great guy.
Kevin's behind. He obviously was the play-by-play guy there, but did a lot of behind-the-scenes work here with the Sports Hub for years. And so does that mean Meter's out too?
I don't. Well, he was doing the Bill O'Brien thing, wasn't he?
Oh, that's football.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd be So
I'll say it. This is an absolute hardo move.
They did need to clean out that program, though. I don't like this. I'm out. All right, I'm out.
How long have these guys, are they the voice of Boston College men's? Like, if these guys are tenured guys,
I'm going to tell you, these guys are probably, if I've been here for 20 years, that they've been doing it for like 13.
Yeah, and so we're firing them because the coaches sucked? Like, I'm out on that, man.
And it's funny. Jeff Goodman's all over this one.
Well, he sucks, too.
I threw this in there. The decision to not renew the contracts of the men's basketball radio announcers was made by Boston College athletics administrators in consultation with the MMR partner. So who's that? Whoever.
Who knows? They're putting the blame on somebody else.
But yeah, Kevin was a big part of me coming here in the street team in the first place. He was the nicest guy. Worked with my dad, helped me make a couple big decisions in my career. I'm very sad about this. He's a great guy.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Listen, just so people know, some of us do this because we like doing it.
I would say the guy doing play-by-play at BC men's basketball, not exactly doing it for the paycheck, I would imagine.
I don't think Kevin Collins, I think that was a passion project for him. And I haven't talked to him in years, but that sucks. So I feel for him. Next.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Luke Murray, way to start off on the right foot, I would say. That's strong to quite strong. You're fitting right in over there at BC, being an absolute tool.
Do they have any good recruit? Are they supposed to be good this year?
No, they'll suck for your entire life.
They got one.
They've sucked for my entire life. They'll suck for your entire life.
Jared Dudley, ever heard of him?
Useless college basketball program.
Tyrese Rice.
That's a crap move.
That's so crappy.
I got a better word for it.
I hope, yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Why not? We'll end with this one tonight, gentlemen. Zach Brown making some headlines in Boston. He held a concert last night, and he gave away free tickets to a cruise to every member of the audience. Are we in or out on getting a free cruise for going to a concert?
What could possibly go wrong? I'm out.
Out! I don't want to go on your stupid poop vessel in the ocean. No, thank you.
Vessel.
That's what happened. All these diarrhea cruises we keep reading about, or, the lettuce goes bad on the cruise. Everybody's screwed. I'm out on that.
You know what? I texted Joe yesterday, or 2 days ago. I said, Joe, you're officially right. You were right all along. I'm out on lettuce, and I can't believe I was ever in on it because it absolutely ruined one of my subs. I got a cheeseburger sub. The lettuce was gross and wet, and it just ruined it, and I couldn't taste the beef and the cheese, and I was like, I will never again let lettuce do this to me. Never again.
Out on lettuce.
Out on lettuce. Between that and watermelon sherbet, you're ahead of your time.
Thank you. All right, guys. Next, joining us, we'll get his official Red Sox reaction to the trade deadline. He's from Barstool Sports. His name is Hogdale, and he makes his 98.5 The Sports Hub debut, and he joins us next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
High and deep. Is it fair? It is, and it's gone. It's gone. Yoshida. It's the third home run of the inning. 5-3 ball game. It's batting practice out there, boys.
Well, that is the voice of one man, and he has one name. And he joins us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub from Barstool Sports, right here from Iowa to Boston. Hogdale joins us on the Joe Murray Show. Hogdale, how you doing, bud?
Brother, I'm doing phenomenal. Thanks for having me on. Happy I can make my 98.5 The Sports Hub debut.
Now you can say whatever you want. You just can't swear.
What? That wasn't. That's in the terms.
Well, we're on real radio, like terrestrial radio, so we do have a dump button just in case, though. And it will go right over the stream, and all our friends that are listening on the stream can hear it. All right, so Hogdale, before we get into the day that was for the Boston Red Sox, I've talked to you before on Nesson, but a lot of our audience here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, when I announced you were coming on the show, I mean, people were like, I got to hear Hogdale. Like, I love Hogdale, his stream. That's why we had to play a little bit of your stream coming back. But you are from Iowa. You streamed every single Red Sox game. I know you've done Patriots as well. But how long were you streaming games? And I know that last year in the playoffs, or right before the playoffs, I know Portnoy got a hold of your stuff and brought you into the offices, and now you're employed to do what you were doing before. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing the streaming, like calling the games thing for 3 years now. This is my third year doing it. So I did 2 years before I got paid anything to do it. And I've been podcasting and making content since 2021.
Okay, and obviously it went viral. Some of your calls, so you have strong language in some of your calls as well. I would call it excitement and enthusiasm and authentic play-by-play coverage.
Yes,
but
that's a good way to put it.
But you're passionate about the Red Sox. Yet, how does someone from Iowa get so passionate about the Boston Red Sox?
Oh, I was indoctrinated from a young age. My dad is from Rockland, so I've been a Sox fan, a Pats fan, and Celtics fan basically my entire life. I had no choice in the matter.
Okay, and Hogdale, the name. Close to your real last name, but had something to do with a story about your uncle?
Yeah. My uncle was in jail in Kansas or Missouri, one of the two, and because he got into a bar fight, so my dad went to go bail him out, and the jail guard mispronounced our last name, which is Huckvale, and he said oh, you're looking for Hogdale. You're looking for Jonathan Hogdale, and yet my dad thought it was the funniest thing ever. So he just he called my uncle that, and he called me that for forever. And I thought it was a lot more catchy than Huck Vale. So I've been using that for my broadcaster name.
I love it. All right, I wanted to get some of the people up to date. I knew a little about that.
Yeah, not a high class background over here. Listen.
Well, listen, you get your, I see you in the background, you get your Red Sox stuff, you get a photo with Mr. Seamhead there, and finally some of the Red Sox stuff there. All right, they're the best team in baseball right now, arguably the hottest team in baseball, I should say. They swept the Dodgers. We heard your call on that. And today was the trade deadline. What is Hogdale's grade on Craig Breslow and the Red Sox trade deadline?
Honestly, I'm feeling like a B. I've thought about it quite a bit. It's a B for me. I like that ultimately, even with the very steep prospect cost and the Adley deal, they're swinging all in for this year. Like, there's a lockout next year. We don't know if there's going to be any baseball games this year. We're pushing in for this year. The team this year is better. Now, like, I still think they probably should have added like a starter. And I will say I reserve my right to change the grade to an F if Trevor Story is the plan at shortstop going forward and Arias is not called up. I need Frank.
Wait, so you, and it's funny because Breslow spoke a little while ago, maybe a couple hours ago.
Yep.
But he mentioned the potential plan for shortstop. He mentioned Arias at the end. What are your thoughts on them talking about a shortstop? All the names that kept mentioning, all the reporting, yet the reporting wrong again, Hogdale. They didn't acquire a shortstop today.
They were trying. Everything I heard is they were swinging. They wanted Otto Lopez badly. They were willing to do Arias. They weren't willing to throw in Justin Gonzalez. And I understand that. I think that's completely valid because Arias should be enough to get that kind of deal done. I think that they look at him as a guy where he is a piece of the franchise that you build around. The only reason you get rid of a building block is if you're replacing him with another building block who is a piece of the foundation. I don't mind them, holding on to Arias and, treasuring him. They should. I was not going to give him up for Zach Neto. I'm sorry. Like, absolutely not.
So I feel as though maybe they lost the deals today, but they became a better baseball team. What are your thoughts on Adley Rutschman overall? I think he's an injured player who has been an all-star, but man, what a haul. But I think he makes the team better.
100% injured is a completely valid assessment. Like, the Red Sox, they kind of paid the price for Adley for like what he would be at the peak of his value. And like, they're just kind of presuming he's going to get back to that. I think even Adley in his current state, injured as he is still clearly an upgrade over the jokers you got playing catcher, or you had playing catcher before. Like Connor Wong, bless him, but like, one of the worst defensive catchers I've ever had the misfortune of watching. He's Swiss cheese behind the plate. And then with the bat, like this year he's gotten results, but you look at like the under the hood stuff and it makes you want to barf. And Narvaez, I don't know what happened to his bat. He's been solid defensively, but he can't hit a beach ball out there. So I think that you've significantly improved at catcher. Like, you're not wrong. They gave up a ton. The return was a lot. It's a good way to put, like, yeah, like they lost the trade value-wise, but they're better now, and that's what matters now. You're trying to win now.
Do you think Rutschman could be, well, Craig Breslow used it in the Red Sox medical care. Since he has said that, and I actually do credit Breslow for not giving a timetable because the Red Sox have been not great at giving timetables on injuries.
What do you mean, Joe? What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I just think that maybe they'll say some guy might be out for 10 days and then he's still not back yet, and it's been like 4 months.
Joe, the example I've been using on my stream is if the Red Sox medical staff was there, like when Christopher Reeves fell off his horse and paralyzed himself. They would say that heuld be up walking within the next 2 days.
Oh boy!
Like they say, you're going to be good, dude. You're fine.
Wow. Okay. That would really hit home. I get the medical staff. Well, they said their care, so I'm going to go with care over the medical staff. Do you have any reservations that he could be back this year? And how about for that? What do you think about Meade as well in the acquisition for him for Connolly Early?
I'm not worried about Rutschman. I'm sure he'll be back because I'm pretty sure he was supposed to start a rehab start for the Orioles. Like that was already announced relatively soon. For Meade, I'm throwing my hands up. I have no idea. Like they say 6 to 8 weeks. I really hope so because I liked the move when it happened, even though people thought it was a slight overpay. I love his profile about it. If you can get that guy back, even like mid-September to give him a couple weeks before the playoffs, I think it'd be a massive boon. I think it makes the lineup unfathomably deep. Especially if you can get Roman back. And thank God we finally starting to get some a positive update on him. So, it's interesting.
What are your thoughts on Roman? Like, do you think it is the injury? Do you think maybe he isn't pushing it? If he didn't sign a long-term extension, would he already be trying to come back? Like, there's a lot there. They let go of his buddy Marcelo Meyer, which we'll get to in a minute, but I don't know. It just seems like the trade deadline came and Breslow mentioned that everybody's on the table, and all of a sudden he starts taking swings again. So do you think that they'll see Roman Anthony again this season?
I do. I just have a hard time thinking, like, I can't imagine they'd want to hold him back for any reason. Like, can you imagine, like, he doesn't come back this year, there's a lockout, and then there's a situation where, Roman Anthony hasn't, like, played a real Major League Baseball game in 2 years. That's terrifying to think of. I think you get him back. And the timing is interesting. I will say what will be more interesting is I want to see tomorrow, like if we see an article, Roman Anthony flies back to Boston to continue his rehab, because that would say a lot. They just wanted to separate him and Meyer, maybe. I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on that. That's a storyline I'm keeping an eye on.
Hogdale joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. He of Barstool Sports. Marcelo Meyer. I know that you did a podcast earlier with our buddy Mike Mednansky.
We love Mutt.
I go way back. I go way back with Mutt, so I love Mutt, and I read his Mutt stack every week. And he's been very kind to the night show and our rating, so thank you, Mutt. What was your reaction on what is that said podcast called?
That's Dirty Water. Yeah, on
Dirty
every
Water.
podcasting platform.
That's right. Dirty Water. Every Spotify, Apple, you name it. I know you've given your opinion, but why don't you give it to everybody here in Boston on why the Red Sox moved on from Marcelo Meyer?
It's very clear they didn't like him as a player anymore. It seems like they're over him. They're done with him. I don't know if that's groundbreaking information. These guys literally released a hit piece on him mid-season, talking about how they thought basically he's a gigantic weenie that won't play through injury, and basically said that he withdraws during slumps. You don't do that for a player that you're in love with or you're trying to protect. It seemed like they had just kind of thrown their hands up and been like, we're done with this guy. And they moved him for, people say a reliever. And yeah, like obviously when you have a guy with the pedigree of Marcelo Meyer and he ends up getting moved for a reliever, it's like, this sucks. But like Eric Miller's really good. His under the hood numbers are amazing. He's under team control for 3 more years. Yeah, it's very clear they were done with this guy. They didn't like him. I don't think that's unfair to say.
Do you think they were trying to move on from him before the season too?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there was that deal that came out for Ketel Marte, and like people got held up like, oh, you wouldn't move Meyer, and that's why the deal wouldn't get done. No, Connolly Early's the one who held that deal up. They were fine moving Meyer back then, like 100%. Like they've been out of love with him, it seems like, for a little bit now. They don't like his attitude. They don't like his dedication. But it's one of those things, man. It's brutal. It sucks to see it end like this, but at least you got some kind of value for him.
Do you think we'll see the Marcelo Meyer commercial, the "Hey You Bum" commercial still?
Oh man, it'd be funny if they just kept it running. It's just unironic now, though. Yeah, this guy blows. Well, everyone hates this guy.
Well, I have a lot of cards with Marcelo Meyer's autographs and stuff. So,
oh no,
damn, I'm gonna have to just give those to the kids the next show. I don't know if there's
you can airdrop them into San Francisco,
yeah,
over like a local
true.
children's shelter.
There might be a card vault shop out there that I can send that to. But this kid Eric Miller though, I want to introduce you to Street Team Joe. Joe, I want you to turn your mic on. Hogdale, meet Joe. We call him Street Team Joe because there's 2 Joes here, and he used to work on our promotions team, but. So he has a bet going. Do you want to tell Hogdale the bet that you have going?
Hogdale, I have a bet with Jaron Duran. He may or may not have approved the bet, but we're going to see. Hogdale, right now I'm weighing in at around 300 pounds. Jaron Duran is at batting around 200. The race is first to 265. Jaron Duran's batting average or my weight. Hogdale, do you think I can do this? I am more confident because I am less optimistic in him. Not that I'm confident in myself, but I think I have a lot of optimism that he won't even come anywhere close to 265.
I think you're blitzing him to 265, brother. Like, I think it's going to be no contest. I mean, I don't know what the deal has been with Duran this year. He legitimately does, when he's not going, and that's been most of the year, he looks lost. Like, it's uncompetitive. Every now and then, like, he runs into a home run, and, like, he's hit, like, 14 this year, which is sick, but it's nothing else. Like, the at-bats far too often are so laughably uncompetitive.
Are you a fan of Jarren Duran, Hogdale?
I mean, I was before, and, you know, I mean, there's an old friend of the station that I'm quite close with that he had a problem with, and I kind of soured on him since then. I'm not going to lie. And I will tell you, if Jarren Duran is not a big fan of our good friend Tyler Milliken, I know he hates me. It might be on site. Like when he sees me, he's going to try to take me out.
We're all Team Milliken on that one, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
But you
Tyler's the man.
Just so you know, Hogdale, like this is my job is to get people to listen. But like if I think that someone's doing bad, I'm gonna call them out. And trust me, I've had athletes say to me, "Hey, did you say that?" And I said, "Yeah, isn't that funny?" I called Charlie McAvoy Charlie McAverage, and he didn't like it. But he asked me about it, and I said, "Yeah, don't you think that's funny?" And he did. So I had to yes, I did call you that. Like, what's the big deal? So I understand Jarren Duran's a different athlete, right? Jarren Duran is he's opened up about his mental health, and I think people are very sensitive about that. And
I love that he did that.
No, yeah, I'm glad that he did that, and I support a lot of it. Yeah. But how many other things have popped up now? And the other night, the whole, third base and Epperson and Contreras and spiking down the iPad that broke a pipe. Did you have any more on that? I heard a lot happened there.
I didn't hear any more. Yeah, I remember I heard about the pipe. I'm like, first off, that sounds like a movie scene, like someone made that up. But I mean, it's that rinky-dink Mickey Mouse, Sacramento A's ballpark. So yeah, of course, if you move anything, something breaks. But I mean, I give Jarren credit, obviously, for a lot of his mental health opening up stuff. That doesn't give you carte blanche to be the worst, for the rest of your career, beefing with literally everybody, legitimately everybody. Whether it's the fans, whether it's podcasters, or whether it's literally now teammates and coaches.
I will say this though, they all supported him after it. Like Chad Tracy was like, no, that's not what it is. Wilson Contreras was like, hey, it could be something mental. I'll have a talk to him about it. But if you look at it, he had the most RBI on the team in the month of July, but yet he couldn't hit. And then he hits a home run last night, and the entire outfield homered in one game. He's so hit or miss that I almost feel like he's such a spark plug that they all are just like, oh, that's just Jarren. And so, yes, we do enable him, right? But at the same time, it's kind of when he goes, the team goes too.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that at all. At the end of the day, if his teammates love him and they rally around his irregularities, then that is literally all that matters. Legitimately, I just hope that he puts together a good final stretch of the season here, because a lot of his numbers really are just so ugly.
They really are, man. Speaking of ugly, that kid Eric Miller really is 280 pounds. Is that true? He's 280 pounds?
We don't weight shame.
He's a unit, man. He's 6'5". He's Breslow's type. No, if you're under 6'5", Craig Breslow wants you off of the Red Sox if you're a pitcher.
But think of the asses on him, Tolley, Crochet.
Wagons.
Wicked wagons, bro. Just a lot of ass.
I wonder where things are going to get really suspect after the year is over, and Craig's like, guys, let's just do a swimsuit photo shoot, dude. Come on, little calendar for the charity. Come on, brother. Let's go.
Do you think that Garrett Crochet could make an appearance out of the bullpen this year?
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the most likely avenue he comes back in the playoffs, honestly, because I just don't think he's running out of time to build up, to come back as a starter. So if he was going to come back in the playoffs in the bullpen, I think he'd be unhittable. I think he'd be phenomenal. And it'd be a way for him to contribute, and think about how unfathomably good this bullpen would be if Garrett Crochet slides right in there as well. I mean, right now, after adding Eric Miller already to what has statistically been the best bullpen in the league, all of a sudden, you need a starter to go 4 innings in a playoff game, and you just go pass it off to 5 demons and just win you a game easily.
I get concerned about Chapman, but dude, You looked up his numbers for the month of July. He was obviously the pitcher of the month. And he struggled, if you could believe it. So he's actually put some guys on base and given up hits, but still was 0.75 ERA for the month of July. Absolutely incredible what this guy's doing at the age of 38.
100%. And it's funny because like it was honestly shades of Kenley Jansen in the way of like where it just he just given you a little bit of an anxiety attack while ultimately getting the job done for this last month. Thing is with Chapman, I think people just had this anxiety because he's not pumping like 101, 102 consistently. He dials up 100 or 101 about like once or twice an outing now for the last month. But like, yeah, usually he's sitting like anywhere from like 96 to 98, which is just odd. You just don't expect that out of him. So I think it makes people a little more uneasy than they're used to being.
Hogdale, should Chad Tracy should they take the interim tag off him?
He's earned it. He has absolutely earned it. That being said, the last time they took an interim tag off a manager was with Alex Cora and the team cratered. Sorry, it wasn't interim. It's when basically it's when they gave him security. They extended him. And after they extended him, the team cratered. So it's like, let everyone be hungry. Let everyone be a little scared for their job. Give them the interim tag after the year's over.
Hogdale, Street Team Joe here. What do you envision happening once Roman Anthony comes back? Will he bat in the lineup? Will he play? Do you envision him playing well?
I do envision him playing well. Maybe it'll be like 4 or 5 games where it'll take him to warm up. That's usually how it goes. They're going to shove him right at leadoff. Like, have you seen the dudes they've been batting leadoff this year, brother? I mean, like, I love Anthony Siegler. Cool player. Like him a lot. That's not a leadoff hitter. Nick Sogard, lunch pail guy. Love that dude. That guy is not a leadoff hitter. Mickey Gasper hit leadoff for this team. Like, Roman Anthony is going to be the leadoff hitter when he comes back.
Hogdale Skaz here. I just wanted to ask, we've been so focused on the Red Sox tonight, and obviously, you know, they deserve all the attention, but was there another team in the American League or even the American League East that made some moves today that you think, okay, this is who the Red Sox are now competing with in the American League?
I mean, if any team was ones where, oh yeah, we're competing with these guys, it is the Rays. I thought they did get better. They had Liam Hicks from the Marlins. They did the Freddie Peralta deal, I think, yesterday. I think that was the Rays are the Rays. Like, they're going to turn Peralta into a absolute demon. He's going to be unbelievable. He's probably going to have like a sub-2 ERA the rest of the year easily. Liam Hicks, like, all he needs to do is be just a regular league average bat to help contribute for them. They're obviously the team to contend with. I was not impressed with the Yankees deadline, like not even a little bit. Like, I think Luis Garcia is good, but how many DH first basemen can you have in your lineup?
It's true, and they suck without Aaron Judge. Let's just say
they stink. Terrible.
And I hope that the Red Sox get him in the first round without Judge. And if that game can be at home, it's a much different story than a year ago. And that's one other thing I wanted to mention. Rutschman's numbers at Fenway, I think Meade's numbers at Fenway. When they built the team, they didn't have bats that could hit at home. I think they've acquired a couple here. And just one other thing, I love the Godfather movies, Hogdale. Not sure if you've had a chance to see them, but when Michael Corleone took over as the Godfather, he got rid of the faces of the 5 families, the head of the 5 families. And, well, he got rid of the heads of the 5 out of 6 first-round picks over the last 6 years. He really hated Alaheim Bloom's picks, huh?
Yeah, he's not a fan. Greg was not a fan. He sent them away, sleeping with the fishes. I will say, I mean, Red Sox fans should love Craig Breslow for this reason. He doesn't care about draft picks, doesn't care about prospects, cares about winning now.
All right, Hogdale. Well, this is your 98.5 debut. I know McCarthy wants to have you on someday, so you guys can have a nice little roast off. So that should be fun. But
absolutely.
Just quickly, I know you're in Iowa. Have you made it to the field yet, to the ballpark where Field of Dreams happened?
I have not actually made it to the Field of Dreams ballpark. That's like a big party foul for me. I got to make it one of these years, especially, like when the games are being hosted there. They're absolutely sick. But yeah, I have not made it down because I'm a fraud.
You're not a fraud. No, because listen, there are people. I mean, listen, I'm from Boston. I've done the duck boats. I've done the Fenway Trail. When are you coming back to town, by the way?
I'm coming down in September. I should be flying in September 6th.
Okay. I know you're friends with the previous night host of this show that's on our competitor now, that are on middays. But you got to make your way here too, okay?
Absolutely. Hey, I'm ready to do the full media tour.
We're friends with those guys. We're just competition. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
We just got to defend.
I'm not exclusive to anybody except Barstool Sports.
Well, that's right. When are the Hogdale T-shirts coming out?
Well, I have a T-shirt. It has like the most cursed image of my face of all time on it. It's very funny. I like the shirt for that reason. If you look at it,
I'm gonna Google it right now.
It's a Patriots shirt. It's a Patriots themed shirt, and dude, like I look like a fish. I look like a fish on it.
Oh, I see it.
It's so good.
This is awesome.
It's so good.
I'm gonna share
so
this. You know what it is? I think it's the hair. It got like a Jaws vibe. I get it. I get what you mean by fish. It's got like a Jaws kind of. I can see it though. You see this, guys?
Oh yeah, and Hogdale does mention the Patriots there. Hogdale is not a one-trick pony. He's also avid on the beat of the Patriots, calling those games as well. Training camp has started. Padded practice. You got any Pats takes for us, Hogdale?
I'm just so excited for this season, dude. I think this team is going to be fantastic. People can talk about regression that much or as much as they want to. I still bare minimum see 12 wins in this team's future. I see winning the division in the team's future. I think the offense is going to be unbelievable, just phenomenal.
What does Hogdale do when there's no game?
I usually just either play some video games or I'll read a book. Or a manga, or whatever. Listen to some music. I love the arts. Love the arts.
What's Hogdale? What's he got in his jams? What kind of bands do you like?
Traditionally, usually, I'm a big progressive rock guy. Love me some Pink Floyd. Some Yes, a little bit of Close to the Edge. A lot of Beatles, a lot of hip hop. I'm a big Kendrick Lamar guy, big MF Doom, Freddie Gibbs. Right now, actually, I've been listening to a lot of metal. I've been big on System of a Down recently.
Ooh, aerials in the sky. Oh, yeah, I grew up on System of a Down. Wow, Hogdale's a Pink Floyd and all that.
It's my dad. On my dad. His influence.
Well, hopefully there's more influence than just the music when it comes to that stuff. Anything else, guys, for Hogdale before we say goodbye tonight?
No, Hogdale, thank you for making some time for us tonight. I look forward to next time.
Hey, anytime, brethren, anytime.
You got it, man. And thank you for joining us on Nesson, too. They love you. Trust me. They have told.
I appreciate that.
They have said they like it when Lucy sets it all up. They're like, yes, Lucy, whatever you want. Yes.
My favorite thing about Lucy is every time she texts me, she reminds me again not to swear. It's like, I am a professional. I am the standard of professionality.
No, you were great on this interview. You did fine. But I will say, listening to it on your stream, it really hits home, man. My favorite call, if I may, which we can't say, but I'll give you the short version of it.
I can't imagine why.
It was the win of Garrett Crochet over the Yankees last year, Game 1, when they won, and you were like, yes, Red Sox, SMD. It hit so hard, bro, that it was great, and I can't wait for a Hogdale pennant race. I'm in on that.
It's going to be awesome. That's the call that got me hired. So that's the call that Dave saw and he hired me. So
there you go. Imagine that. Is that how it works, though? Like, you just one day, Dave Portnoy just listens to you and you get a job? Is that how it works?
Legitimately, yes. Like, that is not an exaggeration. I checked my phone. He was in my DMs on Instagram. Flew me to New York. They hired me on the spot.
Oh, yeah, because I remember you watched the games with the guys, right?
Yes. Yeah, I did the rest of the games, and sadly, that didn't go quite as well.
And did you have the same shirt? Did you know you were going to be there the entire weekend?
Yes. Yeah. But actually, it was multiple shirts, but because I went... Yeah, it's multiple of the same shirt, exactly. Listen, I'm a large individual. I need, there's only a couple shirts that look decent on me.
So, Joe, just so you know, Street Team, I'm Hogdale, I'm 6'3", under 400 pounds. I'm 375. I was over 4 at one point in my life. So I know what it's like to be a large individual. Street Team Joe, large individual. How tall are you again?
I'm also 6'3".
Okay. Yeah, because I heard, yes, I've heard that you looked a lot taller than I thought.
Yeah, that's people on average tend to think that fat people are all built like Danny DeVito. That's the prevailing thought is like, if you're fat, you're like under, like 5'9".
I get offended by that sometimes when people do that. Like, no,
hey,
man,
I'm as big vertically as I am horizontally.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
I feel the same. I feel the same way.
Hogdale, quick question: what is your favorite types of foods? I'm a big steak and cheese guy, pizza guy.
I am so unrefined for my palate. Like it's like it's just such like pizza and fried chicken. Like I'm so unrefined in that regard. I'm not like a real eater in that regard. I'm a fraud.
Have you been to Boston at all to any of the pizza out here?
I've had Papagino's. That's the only sample I've had.
Joe Murray can give you the pizza tour of Boston.
Yeah, Mutt was telling me, Joe, that you need to give me you need to take me out to a restaurant.
Yes,
because he says that you know all the best spots.
If you come there, I will drive us to Saugus. We'll go to we'll start at Kowloon. Okay. Well, Andy wants to meet you.
I'll probably have to get Jared involved in that.
Jared lives. We'll get. Trust me, I've known Jared since he was 16, and his family. We'll do that. Then we'll go. We call it the Vegas Strip. It's Route 1. We'll have to get a North Shore roast beef. That's another thing, and then we'll have to get a South Shore bar pie. Rockland is a South Shore town. And so that's kind of the specialty. And then there's like lobster rolls and things like that. So it depends on where you are, Hogdale. But there's a lot of places out here that I think you got to try, and happy to give you the tour when you're in town.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to swing by, to get to town. It's like my home away from home.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. It's Hogdale. Hogdale, appreciate you, man. Barstool Sports. Buy his T-shirts as well. Thank you so much for your time tonight, man.
Y'all have a great one. Appreciate y'all.
You got it. Hogdale, the great Hogdale. Barstool Sports. I got my palate is full. We got hogged. Or did we get daled? Hogdaled. Let's go to break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox had a bunch of people. Adley Rutschman's the big name. Headlines are brought to you by Deanne Van Lines. Take the chance out of your move and make the sure bet with Deanne Van Lines, an approved mover to the Department of Defense, DeanneVanLines.com. I'm Joe Murray.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
And Marcelo Meyer, the former number 4 overall pick, traded to San Francisco today for lefty reliever Eric Miller. Headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Don't put off losing weight this summer. Reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss. Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update soon.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports.
In the world unrelated to sports. Your mind in the game and listen to the words of a grown man complaining.
All right, it's the musings here on the Sports Hub. YouTube.com, search 98.5 The Sports. Right now, go to YouTube.com and boom, you will see my face right there. Street Team Joe still in studio. Skaz is here. Musings, guys.
Tons.
Yeah, I have tons too.
Why don't you share some?
Skaz, you go first.
Oh, let's see. What bothered me this weekend?
By the way, while you're thinking of that, did you see the kid from Wellesley?
No.
Michael Thorbjornsen?
Oh, yes. Yeah. His dad is Bjornson.
Thorbjornsen.
Yeah, it's his dad.
Oh, it's his dad.
No. Michael is the kid. He won. Congrats to him. A young stud on the PGA Tour. His dad is one of the all-time great names, so his dad is Thorbjornsen.
I think I got that.
So it's Michael Thorbjornsen or whatever it is, but his dad's name is like Thorbjornsen. That'd be like you being named Murray.
Yes. You know what pissed me off this week? Did anybody see the video of Tom Brady on a yacht by himself?
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
And the headline was like, Poor Tom Brady. He's divorced and has no friends and is spending time on his $20 million yacht. And it was like, oh, Tom. And I'm like, it pissed me off.
Yeah, I didn't really get those headlines.
Pissed me off.
Yeah.
I wish I was on a yacht right now by myself with nobody bothering me.
I think Tom Brady's doing just fine. I think he's doing okay.
He was at
Joe.
the National all week. And then he's on his yacht.
Unfortunately for Patriots fans and people that rooted for Tom Brady, the football player, I think Tom Brady's doing almost exactly what he wants to do. Because, I hate to say it, he's kind of a lame guy.
Did you feel bad for him?
No. I think he was like, all right, I got to get away from, everything for a couple minutes. What am I going to do? Well, I don't know, sail out on my yacht for a half hour, get some R&R? Oh, no, the poor guy.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing?
It's not like he didn't have any avocado sandwiches underneath. You know what I'm saying? That bothered me. I don't ever look at this sad story of Tom Brady being alone. I love being alone. Don't you?
If I'm alone on my couch with just watching TV, maybe a couple beers, that's like my ideal life.
You know, it's hard for people to understand that.
I know, it's crazy. They're like, hey, Joe, what are you doing? Want to come out? We're like, I'm hanging at home. I'm watching Sharknado 2. I love watching, crappy movies. And that's my thing.
Speaking of crap, I watched The Godfather 3 this weekend.
Why?
The reason why was because I watched 1 and 2. And I felt like I had to watch 3 to really just let it sink in on how poor it was. Plus, I saw some title recently that said The Death of Michael Corleone. And I went, whoa, I don't think I've ever seen this. And then when I put the movie on, it was Godfather 3. So in Godfather 3, spoiler alert, have you guys seen it? Do you guys know the story? What happens? Should I tell you or no?
I vaguely saw it a while ago and I hated it. So you're not ruining it.
It was funny. He brought his wife Kate, who hates him, detests him. But they went back to his homeland and they were watching this story about how the father killed the daughter. And then in the movie, what happens? They're all watching his son at the play. And then someone tried to kill Michael, but instead killed his daughter. And that, in the end, killed Michael Corleone. Then his daughter was killed because of it. His other brother was killed because of it. And, well, I guess Santino had a bastard son named Vincent. Did you know that? Yep. And then he became the Godfather, which makes the movie really suck. How does a bastard... I mean, I watch Game of Thrones. But technically, was Jon Snow the bastard king?
I have no idea.
You've watched Game of Thrones, right?
No.
No?
Never
Wait,
seen
what?
Game of Thrones.
You can do a Dobby, but you don't know Game of Thrones?
I think I watched
Joe, you know Dobby's not in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Dobby's in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No, so I was this poor idiot who they told me the last season of Game of Thrones was horrible and I hadn't even started it yet. And so I went into it with a bad attitude. And I think that's what sunk me in the end. I made it through season 3 and I was just like, I don't, what am I doing this for if the ending is just horrible?
All right.
Master gave Dobby sock.
I had a colleague at Nesson today talk to me about Dobby. They thought it was me. I'm like, you think I could do that? Wait, how could I do it? Master Dobby! No.
Dobby's a free elf.
Free elf.
You got the first part right. It's just the elf has a little Boston accent.
I like to eat chocolate.
Did I tell you I told you guys the story about Friday, right? I was out to dinner with my girlfriend and my parents. Nice little small Italian joint. We hear the people next to us, they're talking a little 98.5 shop.
So were you eavesdropping?
I was eavesdropping, but it's such a small Italian, those small intimate Italian places. It couldn't even been from me to this next mic stand, and we were asked. Wasn't going to directly say, hey, I work for 98.5, want to ease into the conversation. Hey, what shows you like? Instantly they say, the morning show, and we love the Joe Murray show. And you're like, and I'm like, hey, well, do you know Street Team Joe? And they're like, we love Street Team Joe. And then they had me doing the Dobby impression. And so, yeah, there's fans out there, Joe, even where you least expect. The Italian was late at night. We actually listened to you on the way home, too. But my musing from that night, Joe, is I actually had an appetizer, right? It was mussels. Do you like mussels?
No.
Anyways, it was mussels with this like really good clam sauce, and I was dipping my bread in it, and I spilt all over my shirt.
The new shirt you got from Mr.
One
Sid?
of the new shirts I got from Mr. Sid. Hooch, this is why I can't have nice things. And my musing is there's... I was so upset at myself. Should I now start preparing to bring backup shirts to dinner? Is that something people do?
Well, Joe,
because I didn't ruin the rest of my dinner because I look like an idiot.
So here's the deal. If you wear it, it means it's good. Like if you wear if the food's a stain, it means if it ain't good if you're not wearing it. This is what I would invest in if I were you. Tide sticks. Do you have any?
Yeah.
Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Get a little Tide stick and then...
You think that would get out a big clam sauce?
Yes. Do you think a Tide stick would help give out a...
I don't think so.
Cracking it in half like a like a glow stick or something?
Clam what?
Clam sauce. So it had like little clam. It's a red sauce base. It had some clams in it, some garlic, pepper, onions, just like a big glob of it. Just I don't think this Tide stick is solving my issues there. I think it was a backup shirt required.
You know what I did? You know what I used to do? When I worked at NBC, I would keep a suit coat in my back on a hanger with another shirt.
Oh.
So like I would wear one shirt on television, but I would keep the other shirt in the car and then put the blazer on. Then when I was done, I'd put the blazer back over the shirt and keep it in my car. But I haven't done it. No, I don't have to wear a blazer.
I just felt so embarrassed. Like, if I pack a second shirt, like, will Haley judge me?
Then you got to iron it.
Yeah, I'm like, am I going to get super judged? Like, hey, I'm anticipating
but you know what,
spilling
Joe?
gravy all over myself.
See, I find that funny, hilariously funny, but at the same time, respect.
Yeah. I also was told I ate too many rolls before dinner. Has that ever happened to you?
Do you know what's funny? Okay, the other night,
they're like, Joe, what are you? Your third roll?
How many rolls did you
No,
have?
I only had 3, but the basket comes with like 6,
question.
so I had half the rolls.
Did it come with oil and cheese?
Yeah, oil, dip,
or the butter?
both actually. You had the sticks of butter or the oil.
What'd you use? Both?
I tried one of each because I wanted, and then I tried one in the clam sauce. Hence the 3 rolls: one in the butter, one in the olive oil, one in the clam sauce.
My thought is this: if you're out to dinner, you should get as many rolls as you want. Right?
Yes.
You should get it. You should ask for bread to go.
What is more likely when you guys go out to dinner, that you over-roll yourself before the meal or you chip yourself to death before the meal? With your chips and dip?
Overroll, yeah.
It's always the rolls.
Yeah, because the chips stay. Like when the
Yeah.
meal comes, you want me to get rid of the chips? No.
Yeah.
Right? You get chips and salsa, you leave in that bad.
I can get sick of chips pretty easily. A good freshly baked Italian bread, I am in trouble. I'm in trouble because I could eat it all day.
So the Capitol Grill is probably my favorite steakhouse.
Oh yeah, their rolls.
Can you save that, please?
That might be too sensual to save. I don't know.
But yeah, their basket of rolls.
They have that little like. It's like a brown bread with like a raisin. Is it? Just like the Cheesecake Factory, right? You ever had their rolls? They'll give you the white and that like nice wheat bread, but every once in a while they give you like a pita chip as well. Overroll it all day, baby.
Here's the thing: I'm gonna finish my steak, Joe, regardless. But I have overrolled it all day. Just not to a point where my dad's like, "Hey, Joe, chill on the rolls."
Steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
Do that one more time.
Oh yeah.
That was sensual, Joe. Steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
Talk like Dobby, and then play that. Ready? Do a Dobby line.
Master gave Dobby sock.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one, Joe.
Anyways, we had meatball pizza.
Oh, meatball pizza.
And it was really good.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I know the trade deadline happened, and we'll get back to serious stuff in a second here. Who's got the best roles, in your opinion? Like, if we were going to do a TikTok video?
Chain or anything?
Yeah, whatever. Because it used to be Bertucci's for me.
Bertucci's is good.
Not Your Average Joe's has some seriously good bread.
They do.
I used to love the Olive Garden, all-you-could-eat breadsticks. Pizza Hut used to have.
You were a Red Lobster guy, weren't you,
The
Joe?
Red Lobster, the cheddar biscuits. Oh, baby.
Texas Roadhouse got to be up there.
The butter.
You know what's the pizza place by you again that doesn't look great from the outside?
Pleasant Cafe.
They had some good rolls.
They have like old Italian bread. I
Yeah.
don't know where the hell they find that thing.
That was good. They give you the oil too if you wish, and the butter.
Chateau's got good bread.
Avivia Trattoria once partner with this station. They have good bread.
Cheesecake Factory. Did I already say
Cheesecake Factory. Yep. Outback. Outback has phenomenal bread. Most steakhouses have really good bread. I just like that mom and pop Italian shop. Like anywhere in the North End, and you just get that crush in the olive oil with the crushed red pepper, the Parmesan cheese, the spicy oil, and you're dipping it in.
How do you
there.
feel about the Panera breads?
Oh, no, I'm out. You said it the other night. I was listening. Panera bread is kind of like hospital food, like a little bit better.
What about the Longhorn?
Texas Longhorn?
No, the Longhorn Steakhouse.
I actually have never been there, Joe, so I cannot comment. I used to love Panera, but something about I had to spend a long time in a hospital.
Oh, really?
And it did remind me of Panera after a little bit.
Okay. Scaz, anything piss you off this weekend?
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I'm trying to think. You guys have distracted me with your bread talk and Street Team Joe's epic meal there where he dumped a gallon of clam sauce on himself. What was worse, the clam sauce or the ketchup, Joe?
The ketchup I walked home. So that was bad.
That's tough.
The clam sauce.
How long were
no
you
one
in
could
the clam
really
sauce shirt?
I mean, probably like 45 minutes, but
That's not too bad.
no one could really see it besides, my dad, Haley, and my mom. So it wasn't like a school-wide bullying type scenario.
Yeah, that's not nearly as bad.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the clam sauce. I would not have enjoyed the Heinz ketchup.
I still want to dump my...
When we going to Buffs, Joe?
Oh, I'll go to
I'm
Buffs.
craving
You
Buffs.
were in Newton recently, too.
I'm craving Buffs.
Soon. How about that?
Soon. You, Jake, and I got 3. We got to sub Skaz in.
Skaz is getting hitched, so we really can't... We have to give Skaz a pass at least for the next 90 days.
Skaz didn't come to tank it either, though.
No,
He's
but
getting a lot of passes.
Listen, dude, just you listen to me. He's getting hitched.
I need like 2 weeks notice.
No, just so you know this, guys. This is the only time you're ever going to get out of this.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's
that's why then you have a kid.
Oh yeah, but then when people have kids, you're like, he's got kids, and then
Yeah.
you're done.
See you later. Best excuse.
Still want some bread to dip in duck sauce.
Never heard of that. The Chinese restaurants. I've never had that happen to me.
Oh, baby.
I'm craving those wing. Oh, I'm craving burnt edges.
Oh, Wednesday night?
Wednesday. I texted Tim.
We were
I
told-
said, be prepared for a big order.
One of them was not on the menu.
Chicken and waffles. Couldn't find it, Tim.
Well, don't worry. He'll
Custom
make it
made?
for us. I do want to... Can we play one piece of sound, Skaz? And then we'll break. Pete Crow Armstrong, you guys know him, right?
PCA.
He's a good player, would you say? Well, I'm not sure how much he believes in the history of baseball. The Sandlot was one of my favorite movies growing up. The 4th of July, when the fireworks happened, they'd play baseball. That's one of the coolest stories. Or Wendy Peppercorn.
Oh, when Squints.
Yeah, Squints.
Squints pretends to drown.
Yep. Or the S'mores. Or Hercules, or the old guy across the street, or whatever.
Moonlight Graham.
Well, that was a different movie.
But same guy.
Yeah. PCA, P. Crow Armstrong, doesn't believe that Babe Ruth. Do you have the sound? He doesn't
What's
believe.
an unpopular opinion that you have?
This is going to be crazy.
I love it.
Babe Ruth never existed is one that I like.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Really? He never existed.
I heard some pitcher with the Mariners. What's his name? Salcedo. You remember him?
Salcedo, yeah, lefty.
I think he did some podcast on Zoom when he was like going down the rabbit hole with somebody about how Babe Ruth never existed. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. Like,
Wow. So you're gonna.
So does people do know that Babe Ruth's daughter is still alive, right?
Yeah, he existed.
Or his daughter-in-law, whatever. So there's still a member of the Herman Ruth family. But like, did Shoeless Joe Jackson exist? Is that wild?
I think he existed, Joe.
Well, he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can I say something that might be stupid?
Please. Hasn't stopped you before.
In the movie 61, I believe George Herman Ruth's wife passes down the award to Roger Maris.
Correct.
Is that an actor, or it seemed like that was his actual wife?
Could have been. I don't know. I'll have to look that up, Joe. But do you know that they tried to put an asterisk on that?
Yeah, because more games.
Yeah, Babe did it in 150 games.
Yeah. Great movie. Underrated sports movie.
You know who's in that? Who's the guy who played Maris? He's been in a bunch of other movies.
I
like,
love
too.
Mickey who? You know who? The one that goes batty every spring.
Barry Pepper?
I like that guy. He was in Saving Private Ryan too. Remember?
Yes. He was the
and that's when
the
Tom
sniper.
And then Tom, yes, he was
He
a
would
great
pray
sniper.
every time before he killed someone.
And then if you remember, they were all trying to find Ryan, and then Tom Hanks gave the speech about, I'm a baseball coach back home, and my wife, I can't wait to get home to my wife, and like basically let's just find this guy Ryan so I can go home and coach the baseball team, and they all just listened to him and thought it normal again. But they were going crazy, which is kind of part of the movie. I get it, but
who else was in 61?
Oh man, I haven't seen that in a while.
Directed by Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
Thomas Jane played Mickey Mantle.
Who played the third guy that lived with him?
Whitey Ford?
Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Okay.
Renee Taylor was Claire Ruth.
Shooter McGavin was in it. He was Mel Allen.
Shooter. Yeah. I remember him. It was a sad story.
It was. You're right.
I didn't realize it was like not. I thought it was gonna be a cool story. It's just you see all the stuff that happened with Roger, with all the Yankees fans turning on him.
Remember how much of a tool his son was when Judge was going to break his record too?
Oh, his son
was tough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you learn like Mickey Mantle rapidly loses his health for a variety of reasons. Did he have cancer or something? What happened at the end of that?
He was a drunk. I think it was his liver.
Yeah, liver failed. But he stepped on in a sprinkler in the outfield, right? Crushed his leg.
Yeah. Not really. You know, it's funny. You guys want to know about this? Growing up, my second favorite team was the Yankees. Not because they were my favorite, but because I looked at the box score every day of what the Yankees did. And I hated Yankee trivia. Like, I hated, like, anything about Joe DiMaggio. Or, like, Mickey Mantle. I just never... Yogi Berra, you think I want to hear about that guy? All I ever heard about was the coach manager got fired, Billy Martin, 1 million times. And then there was George Steinbrenner. He would have been making moves at the deadline, don't you think, right now?
Who was the guy who played before Lou Gehrig? Bill Belichick makes a reference to it all.
Pip?
Wally Pipp. Remember he says that to Wes Welker when Edelman's returning punts? He's like, you're the new Wally Pipp. And Wes says, well, thank you. Yeah, would love to be that guy. And you know what, Wes? You got your wish. Your wish came true.
Some guy's upset with me that I gave a spoiler alert for a movie that was 30 years ago. I just want to let them know it was 50 years ago.
Oh, God.
And because people think I'm a jerk for talking about movies.
What's the statute of limitations on spoiler alerts?
Did you watch Spider-Man this weekend?
No.
Hey, do you think we're going to get a Spider-Man review from Derek?
We better.
Didn't he see it? Yeah, he saw it. Riley saw the Odyssey.
Keegan, who we had in last week, we got to go to break. Keegan, who we had in last week, said he double dipped this weekend and watched it twice. Know what I want to ask him? Did he pay twice? Tell me you've done that before. Gone to a movie theater, paid once, and then watched other movies while you were there.
I don't think I have the attention span for that.
So you've only ever watched one movie?
Just one movie, then I'm out.
Skaz?
I've done it.
Me too.
Yeah, you go in, pay for one, and then you just find the next showing. Didn't even matter if the movie was that good.
That was a Saturday in Dedham for me. If only I could have went to the Tahiti after, though. Oh, yeah.
Tank of clothes, Joe. My last Mai Tai was Friday.
Oh,
yeah.
What'd you get? Just a Mai Tai?
I got a Mai Tai. Yeah, the kitchen was backed up. It was a disaster.
Oh, it's packed?
It was packed.
People were sad?
Yeah, people were sad.
So
they
where
didn't
do you
have
go
enough
now?
service. Joe, it's going to be like LeBron's decision. I'm going to think about where I'm taking my talents. And, I come with a lot of orders and a lot of friends and a lot of food. So it's going to be important.
Sounds like we need to get you on the recruiting trail.
Yeah, so if anyone out there in the Westboro area can hear this and they would like to recruit me, just let me know. At Street Team Joe. I'm fielding some offers currently.
Do you have a 98 W. Beasley email yet?
I do.
You have a Beasley email?
I do.
Is it Joseph Ariano?
Yes, it is Joseph Ariano.
Or is it Joseph Dot?
Might be Joseph Dot Ariano.
How about the Mandarin in Westboro?
It's solid. It's just not my vibe inside.
What about Three Gorges?
Again, it's not very lively bar. I need like a nice clean bar.
What about the Honto?
No, but the closest one I've been thinking about is the Westboro House. Also has one of the people who left Tanka is now working at Westboro House. His name is Dave Wong, so he did bring along the recipe. However, I'm not in love with the food at Westboro House. Ted's Montana Grill is also an option. The Mandarin could be an option. Central House, but it's always an ordeal when you go in there.
Okay. All right. That's it. Anything else? Let's talk some trades. You know what? I feel like we've left this guy on hold for a little while. Don and Carver. Don.
Call
back, Don. I'd like to let him on. A lot of people are upset about this BC story.
I'm upset.
Including Mr. Paul Ariano.
I'm upset.
BC can't get anything right, can they? For real. For real. Honestly, they should reinstate these guys.
It reminds me of Patricia heading to Detroit. He's a Hurley assistant, this absolute mega hardo. But guess what Dan Hurley's done? Oh, I don't know. Won a couple national titles. Now you head to Boston College. Not too dissimilar from the Detroit Lions at that point in the NFL.
True.
I would say, if anything, BC's almost more of a joke than the Detroit Lions because, I don't know, at least the Lions pretend to care and BC can't even do that. And then you bring in this new coach who says, I'm going to be just like Dan Hurley. I'm going to be just like Bill Belichick. I'm going to fire two radio guys who have, 0.0 to do with the basketball product. Maybe you could say, these guys are getting paid, maybe $15,000 a year to do this job. Maybe.
They're doing it because they're fans. They're like lifelong BC fans. You're saying, screw you.
And instead of saying, I'm going to give these guys something good to call, I'm going to tell them to pack their bags because everyone sucks here and I'm changing everything. Talk about a complete hardo.
Jesus. The business is.
It worked out really well for Patricia, so I think the same.
I mean, Patricia's now at Ohio State.
Matty P.
They did lose the championship though, right? To Indiana, or was that the year before? I can't remember anymore.
Who was funnier on the sidelines during when him and Joe Judge were calling plays like they had their glasses on, and you're like seeing them squint at the lines with the pen. I'm like, oh God.
I've done this before, and I'm not going to do it again. But I have numbers, actual numbers, that show that Matt Patricia was better than Bill O'Brien the next year.
Oh,
I have
okay.
actual numbers.
Yeah, well,
and those numbers were Bailey Zappi led.
Yeah.
Which I did not know I was going to do tonight. Because I did do Tom Tupatalk last week for a long time. By the way, this weekend is the Hall of Fame game. Or this week. Adam Vinatieri goes into the Hall. Can't wait to hear that speech. We're going to get to the Zapruder film on that one.
I like how Keegan agreed with me about Gronk over Vinatieri in the Patriots Hall. Tuned in for that.
Yeah, you guys are young. You don't even know. All right. Well, listen, it's been a busy hour. This headline would have been brought to you by Safety Insurance, which Adley Rutschman is a Red Sox, and they traded a lot for him. And there's your headline brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray, and we'll get you caught up on the rest of the trades in the day. And should we give a grade? A grade for Breslow? We'll do that next on the Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.
Boom, boom, boom. We're here, guys. How are you? The trade deadline is come and gone, and the Red Sox made moves. I'll tell you what that is in a minute here. Just wanted to give a take on the Tariq Skubal situation. I think that the entire game of Major League Baseball, the GMs, the owners, it was a conspiracy. There was a conspiracy that every single team in the league stayed away from acquiring Tariq Skubal. Now, I think the Rays should have been one of them. The Yankees, I heard, were interested. But in the end, it was the Dodgers who acquired Skubal. I feel that it was a united front from the rest of the league not to get involved in the deal because of the looming lockout. It was a message sent by all the teams in Major League Baseball but the Dodgers that there should be a salary cap. So let Skubal go to the Dodgers, let them use all the money that they get from their TV deal, and let them continue to stockpile while the rest of the league boycotts getting involved in the deal. That's what I think happened. What do I know? I know nothing. I love when something's smelly, but the only thing I can think of was this was something orchestrated around the league to let the Dodgers spend more money and acquire the best pitcher available. Don't give up a huge package for it either. Let it happen. One good thing about today, I don't know if you agree with me on that one, Skaz, but one good thing about today, I don't think the Red Sox operated with a lockout looming. I don't think the Rays operated with a lockout looming. I don't think the Yankees did either. I don't think there were teams that did. There were probably some teams that did. Detroit's probably one of them. Baltimore might have been one of them. But as far as the league and Skubal, oh yeah, that to me was a conspiracy. I think everybody backed away on that one.
So what's the conspiracy, though?
That the Dodgers have too much money to play with as far as their cable deal, where some other teams can't spend that kind of money. So they want there to be a salary cap in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I would be on board with that if that's how baseball worked. But it's not the Dodgers' fault that these other owners don't spend money. I don't blame the Dodgers for that.
Yeah, they get a different kitty, though. Their kitty it's a little different. Because of the Frank McCourt lawsuit and everything to that degree, they have money to spend that some other teams just can't. But to your point, Skaz, teams can just spend money and go over a tax and pay it.
Yeah, there's no salary. My problem with Major League Baseball is the bottom 10 teams, not the top 10 teams. I think teams like the A's and the Marlins and the Rockies are far more of a detriment to the league as a whole, its strength as a competitive sport, than the Dodgers are. I do think there is something to your theory that the owners I don't think they had any problem letting Skubal go to the Dodgers, but I think it was for the wrong reasons. I do think you're right that they looked at the lockout and said, oh, this will be leverage for us. But if anything, it should be leverage for fans against those owners and the salary cap. Like, the Dodgers are the big bad guys. Fine. But the real big bad guys are your billionaire owners in small market teams that don't want to spend. It's not the Dodgers billionaire owner that wants to spend. He's not the bad guy. It's not his fault he cares and wants a winning baseball team. It's the owner of the Marlins and the Rockies, the Pirates, or any of these guys, the Orioles' old ownership, or the A's, who aren't going to spend money until they get a new stadium 500 miles away. Like, the Dodgers, to me, are not what's wrong with Major League Baseball. It's the other teams.
You're right. This is why they need a salary. You know what the other thing about that, guys? If they do have a salary cap, those owners are going to have to spend more than they do now? All of them will.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, because there'll be a floor.
Maybe.
Well,
maybe. Who's to say, Joe? Who's to say?
If there is a salary cap, they better put a floor in there. And I'm using my experience with the Bruins and the salary cap from when that happened. Oh, did the Bruins love when a salary cap came in? Because they spent to the cap every single year. There was also a floor that they could have spent to as well. But they spent to it. Adley Rushman, Skaz and the team have put together, Riley, have put together nicknames for Rushman. Mine was Rush.
Simple.
Just Rush. What was yours, Skaz?
Mine was Addy the Baddie. That was the first thing that came to mind. Riley's was Mount Rushmore. Which is pretty good. And Tree Team Joe's was AD all day. Adley.
Okay, Riley. What was the reason for your...
Riley wants to do an impression for you that she has.
Okay, let's hear it.
Are you familiar with Lilo and Stitch, Joe?
Yeah.
I can do a pretty good Stitch impression. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. You know the line where he says, like, Ohana means family?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Hawaii.
ready? Hold on. Ohana means family, and family means no one left behind. Boom.
Ohana means family. Nope.
That sounds like... Who did that sound like?
Kermit the Frog.
Oh,
probably.
yeah. I was about to say.
Joe's
Kermit
default
the Frog.
impression is just Kermit the Frog.
Ohana. No, I can't do it.
Wait, was mine pretty good, though?
It was good.
It was not bad.
It was... you said it was...
Work in progress.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't suck.
Okay. I can also do Dobby a little bit. Like, Dobby the elf.
Street Team Joe's is better.
Well, yeah, because he's funny and I'm not.
Riley was at training camp for the Patriots.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She got a lot of pictures.
Want to know how many photos I took?
How many?
2,358. And I got 500 good ones, or like 400 good ones. Because that's actually a really good success rate. I looked it up. It's a 20% success rate.
It's 20% more than they had before.
Yep. And I'm going back on the 11th.
Wow.
Yep. Take more photos.
Gotta love free labor, Joe. You gotta love it.
So every year we let we technically Skaz communicate.
I don't do anything. Yeah, I just, give phone numbers out. Yeah.
You communicate a date.
Sure. I say, hey, Jim, we have interns that won't leave me alone. Will you please let them go to training camp?
Yes. And I believe Derek will go this weekend.
Oh,
I believe he's going Friday.
But you and Derek have never met.
Derek, I was texting Derek today. Derek's going to come either next Monday or next Wednesday for the show. And we're going to be here together.
Wow.
Yeah. I convinced
the
him.
intern's co-conspirating, Joe.
We gotta be on the show. Also, Zeke's staying late on Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to have Zeke too.
Wednesday. Well, we got... I don't know. We got something going on.
Who knows?
We have a wrestler calling.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, really?
Brian Myers, TNA, will be on with us. There's a big event at Kowloon this Sunday. The Major Wrestling Pod will be live at Kowloon with the Dudley Boys. And the Kowloon will be Dudleyville for the night or for the day. And Matt Cardona, who's a part of that, his wife, Chelsea Green, won the Women's Championship last night at SummerSlam, who also made an appearance last year. So tickets on sale now, majorwrestlingbendies.com. That's it, guys. Riley, what would you grade the deadline?
I'll give it a B plus, only because Adley Rutschman's injured. If he wasn't, I would have given it an A. But I think they did a good deed shipping off Meyer, because I've been educated that him and Roman Anthony were going out on the town and it wasn't good for the Red Sox. So good job.
From who?
This man right here, right next to me.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if there's any girls you knew from Boston.
That'd be pretty funny. So yeah, B plus. If Adley was not injured, A, but he is. So.
I'm a B minus, guys.
B.
Okay, so we all in the B range. That's valid.
All right. Well, thanks to Hogdale tonight. You can check out that video at some point on YouTube. You can listen to everything that we talked about.